What is going on to all the fighting game fans all over the world? This is the FGC Arcade Holiday Brawl Edition coming in hot. My name is Vicious, here with two prestigious commentators for the fighting game community. Ryan Hart coming back in with Ringe for more Tekken 7 and Guilty Gear Strive action. Shifting over from across the pond, earlier in the day we had the European region showcased and highlighted throughout the span of a multitude of players coming in from the Open Series, as well as two invited captains. We're doing the same exact thing here, but across the pond for North America. Again, we're going to see Tekken 7 going up with Guilty Gear Strive. Before we get into it, gentlemen, your expectations for the North American regions. Let me hear it. Let me start things off with Ringe.
Ooh, you threw me a curveball there. Well, for the North American region, I always expect them to bring the best of fighting game skills. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a little bit of a homer right now, but overall, you know what I'm saying? I think just in general, the level of fighting games across the world has just leveled up so much. I think that's what's something that's really special about the pandemic and how the fighting game community responded to it, man, is that nobody really stopped grinding, right? Though our environments changed and circumstances have been switched around, you know, people have still been having that drive to get better, and it's just shown across all games, across all communities. And today I'm expecting a high-level explosive play, as always from North America, to be honest.
Truly a blessing to have the opportunity to come together and congregate online and share our passion. I mean, two of the greatest games on the planet right now, Guilty Gear Strive and Tekken 7. And we're over across the pond, as Vicious mentioned, now over to North America. And this is going to be, man, epic stuff once more. I have no doubt in my mind. And it's exactly like, due to the pandemic, we've all been glued to our seats and wired in to the screens and really been just grinding hard every single day with whatever game of choice, right? You know, because there's just so much to play. Everything's online. There's always people to play. And the pandemic has kind of geared people towards taking online a little bit more seriously, because that was the main area of competition. You know, tournaments and everything, what we're doing right now included, you know, everything is online. And so that's where people want to get the W and become the king of their field. You know, so it's just been a great time to come together and share our passion with each other.
Ryan, you've seen a plethora of that throughout the entirety of the year, a multitude of years, actually, courtesy of PlayStation tournaments with their Open Series. Again, if you want to check that out, compete.playstation.com is where you need to go for the latest and greatest in terms of competition for all the games listed that they have available. Again, you talk about a congregation of intense and immense skill in terms of the fighting game community. You could find just that. In fact, we've had a lot of our players that are showing up in today's exhibition that had their start in the Open Series tournament. So again, you could also be a part of that. You just got to check it out over at compete.playstation.com. In fact, the fun never actually stops, especially around the holiday season. I know a lot of people take their vacation time. They want to enjoy their holidays with their loved ones. Well, guess what? You get to do the same thing if you're a fighting game fan, right? We do have the Winter Winathon coming up this entirety of December. You could actually check out all the information in just a few seconds here. Check out all the different things you can do over the holiday season, especially with the Winter Winathon coming right up. Check a look. The PlayStation Winter Winathon is well underway, but there's still plenty of time to spread the holiday spirit throughout your favorite games. Rank towards the top of our monthly leaderboard and receive cash prizes. No need to win the whole tournament, just individual matches to score points. Channel your inner champion and make your mark on the competition by December 31st. And there you have it. This is what we could expect for Tekken 7 and Guilty Gear Strive with the format. The invited team captains select 4 qualified players from the Open Series tournament to create that 5-man team. And it's going to be 5v5 Waseda-style tournament, where we have player 1 from Team A face off against player 1 from Team B. The loser pretty much gets eliminated. The winner goes to the back of the queue to continue on, and it's going to be the last team standing here as the winner. The lineup and characters are completely locked, and the blind pick is going to be in effect to make sure we keep the integrity of the tournament in high tournament standard, right? We want to ensure the maximum amount of competition and difficulty for both teams when it comes to the blind pick, and it's ever so important, right? Because there's so much on the line. In fact, we've had so much coming in from Hori, supplying us with a big opportunity to get some of these peripherals. In fact, they have more peripherals coming up in 2022. Why don't we take a look at what's in store coming in from Hori? And as we can see, the finals prizing going in for first place, $1,000 split amongst the members of the team, as well as a Hori Fighting Edge arcade stick. And second place still going home with a bunch of cash, $500 split amongst the team instead of a stocking full of coal this holiday season. A perfect amount of cash, actually, to get themselves maybe like a new fight stick, maybe more arcade peripherals. But either way, it's going to be a great cause for the fighting game community to get together and show off some of their skills here. The FGC Arcade Holiday Brawl. Tekken 7 is going to be pretty wild. We've seen a little bit of a sample of that from the EU region. Let's get right into it. Ryan, what are you seeing in terms of the talent for North America?
Whoa, this is looking spicy right here. I mean, man, the first name I see staring at me, Sense Sonic. This guy was literally at the top of the field in almost every single open season. He was always in that top 8, causing a ruckus and just taking names. And then, of course, Bin Chang, originally from South Korea, of course, you know, spent his days learning Tekken over there, and then came over to the US, moved over and made it his second home, made it his first home, mind you, and has been just as effective on Tekken as well, won a plethora of tournaments. Divine Exorcist, very, very strong player as well, also getting those top spots in the open season from the PlayStation tournaments. Mei Kusanagi, I know slightly less about him, but also a very strong player. I've seen a few of his matches. And then Joe Crush, yes, this is going to be my first time watching him play, so I'm really excited to see that go down. And then over to the other team, X Shadow X, of course, definitely seen him a few times as well, very, very strong. Too. Can't really go too much into the specifics, because it's been a little while that I've seen him play. Let's see, PD Picho from Venezuela. I know he also moved away from there over to the US as well. Strong Kunimitsu, and of course still very, very strong Master Raven as well. And then of course the captain, Joey Fury, you know, needs no mention, TWT qualifier, very strong US player. I mean, he's one of the first US guys I saw take out JDCR in tournament gameplay, really, really efficient stuff. So yeah, two very, very good teams. I mean, each player is very well known, and I don't think anyone needs a super deep introduction here. These guys are seasoned vets. You know, these guys play all the time. They know each other quite well as well. They know the offline circuit, they know the online circuit, and they are no stranger to the open series, so they know exactly what we're doing here today as well. Team affairs are slightly different though. You know, the dynamic of strategy comes into play, who plays who. It is Waseda style, and it also is a blind pick. So they're going to have to play on their individual strengths and how they measure that as a unit, because it's going to come down to things like, well, if it comes down to you being the last guy, can you carry the burden? Can you handle the weight? You know, things like that. So stuff like that will maybe show you why they put certain players in certain places, who's going in the middle, who's the opening gambit card, who's going last as the captain, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, very, very interesting lineup from both teams and great character diversity.
And you could kind of see the team captain going up a little bit earlier instead of the anchor position yet again, which has been kind of an ongoing theme. Bin Chang being the team leader for the left side, and then Joey Fury representing Equinox on the right side, right? Moi Kusanagi is going to be sent up first. She is going in with Hwarang, and I kind of like that because we saw the little tidbit from her and what her information she gave in her interview. She became a Taekwondo black belt. That's actually pretty wild. It's because she played Tekken as a child. So playing this character, she's like, oh, well, I get to practice some of the moves in the game and figure it out in real life. That's actually super sick.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Just shows that she's a very hard worker. I mean, studying a martial art is no easy feat, right? And then coming into the game with that passion, picking the Hwarang and so on. So yeah, I mean, she clearly is someone who knows what she wants to do, and she gets the job done.
That is super sick to hear that Tekken led that inspiration, right, to getting that black belt. And we've heard the similar things from Hold Back to Block released a video on CEO where they interviewed Kenny Omega, and he said Tekken had a lot of influence on him as a wrestler. So, you know, this franchise has been really, you know, leading people to violence in real life for quite some time.
Probably watches Eon play with Armor King. That's what started it all off.
Yeah,
and then you see the win ratio, 21 wins and 6 losses, very strong record here. And then Shadower, yes indeed, representing that Lars. Seen him in many Open Series events doing really well for himself. From North Carolina, aged 25 years. And man, yeah, really efficient player. I do like his kind of aggression. You know, I like his aggression, great wall carry. I think that the ground pressure is on point. So, and good clutch as well, actually. Really, really good clutch. So, 88%. Well, there's some clutching for you. 14 wins and only 2 losses. That's all it is. So, yeah, that speaks for itself right there.
One of the little tidbits they gave us too was that they've won or gone undefeated for roughly half of the weekly qualifiers in the last month. So Shadower seems to be having a lot of momentum and a lot more Lars than I expected to see, honestly. 3 Lars out of the 10 in the NA. I wasn't aware that he was so prominent right now.
Yeah, he's really popular in this region, I've noticed, because in the Open series, you always see, like, I think the only character that is more ubiquitous than Lars is probably Claudio in the NA region, especially in these tournaments. Like, I've seen so many Claudios, you know, especially when you get to the upper echelons, those top 4s, those grand final slots. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say now, man. It'll come back to me. It will come back. It's hiding in the afro somewhere. The thoughts are lost in the fro, bro. They're lost in the fro.
I wish I could use that excuse. Both of you guys like to use that excuse really well, I feel like.
Things do that if you get lost up there for sure, 100%.
Man, I used to hide sweets in here and all. I used to hide all kinds of sweets in here and all sorts, man.
Yeah, I'll find snacks every now and then. You know?
Ryan, what are you eating? Where'd that come from? It's all good, bro. It's chill.
Don't worry about
business over there, will you?
If you know, you know, all right?
All right, we're about to jump into game 1 right here. See Horang letting the intros rock. We're ready to go into this.
I love that you talked about Moi Kusanagi having the black belt and being a disciplined person, right? I mean, to get a black belt martial art, you got to be disciplined. And look at this. She also Tekken God Prime. Like, she knows how to put work in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right. And then Lars here, first down, coming down in his pajamas and that. Like, come on, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Coming in his bathrobe. Like, what are you doing?
I need the Versace bathrobe at least, bro. It's Lars. He got a stun.
All right, Nats himself a counter here with that 4-4-2.
Boy.
Oh, got chipped.
Yeah, see, she woke up and immediately applied pressure, like showing no fear. And gotta make Shadower bring something to the table that she's gonna respect before she stops.
Yep.
Oh!
The Horang action. Shades of K-Wisp, who literally just won the qualifier, Tekken Online Challenge.
Big facts. And then, yeah, see, she picks great times to kind of back off. Good punish.
2-4. Guaranteed. 12 frames. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Game by that.
Harder than the starter, but what a wake up. Hits the counter hit low. Ooh, not taking at the wall.
Wow.
A little bit of additional damage, but Shadower just taking that space. Good tag. Oh, he tries to go for the big low slide punish. Boy, on the verge of winning, but not in.
Oh.
Shadower just goes into the range draws.
Straight in for the mid, and yeah, closes out 1 round apiece.
Really just doing a good job picking up that scramble situation. Oh. Moy doing a good job. Yeah, looking for big wall bounces you saw right there too. That kick sent him off the wall for sure.
Looking for the launch by the wall. Would have netted some big damage there. Everything's blocked going. Keeping everything relatively safe. 4-4-3 though, goes low finally to open him up.
Wow, the counter hit that time. Actually high crushing as well, kind of ducking whatever Moy was going with.
Yeah. Oh, we're looking for the throw just out of range though. Oh, Shadow with the backdash. Gets out of range. Oh man, and yes, Kusanagi. Nice read there from her.
Yeah, caught the legs once again. Yeah, starting to work it a little bit more now. We'll see if Shadow tends to duck a bit more. Trade combo, nice awareness.
Wow, got a pick up from there. And look at this. Lars known for the crazy wall carry.
Ooh, good block on the sequence. Yeah, even knew when the low was coming out.
Committed to all 3 that time. Wow, the evation.
Yeah, sidestepping the first part, ducking
no
the
break
second.
on the 1+2.
Yeah, still not out of it though.
Oh, that's a punish, guaranteed. Ties it up. Final round here, game 1.
I can't believe she went with the jet kick right there. Just very confident he would duck.
Doesn't get more confident in the bathrobe, bro. Oh, attacking those legs, goes mid, now finally makes him duck. Oh, nice sidewalk. Doesn't get a big punish. Oh, what? All the way around.
Man didn't know where he was going. Wow.
Man, that's going to be it. Gets scooped up. And it's too much pressure for ex-Shadower. And, man. Game 1. Kusanagi. Those Taekwondo training ethics are paying off here, man. She's delivering the goods. 1-0 here. Nicely done. Great game.
Yeah, at the end there, I love the tech catch, right? Like going into the full sequence, especially with Horong and being able to like throw the kick out in the middle of the stance. Like it definitely looks funky a lot of the time, and you want to wake up and do something and knock him out of it. But she had it perfectly timed to where if you woke up and did something, you were getting sent to the sky.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, you know, it's one of those mids that hits grounded if you're not careful. And also, if you do get up and having to block low or get up at the wrong timing, you're getting fully launched. So it's such a good, one of the best tools in Tekken are mid ground hitting moves that launch.
Yeah, and more.
Those are the deadliest moves in Tekken.
You saw why at the end right there, man. Like, it is rough. Covers so many options on wake up, and that's important because Tekken has a lot of options on wake up, right? You can roll,
sneaky.
regular get up, high kick, low kick, such a plethora.
It's kind of wild too. Like, you know, Hwoarang himself has one of the most options, I guess, in the roster. I feel like with the amount of stances and which legs facing forward, he's got access to like different types of moves, right?
I mean, he has a lot of ways to mix it up. You know, he has a lot of options in terms of keeping you on your toes, you know, no pun intended, right? But like, he has a lot of options for just making you always need to be under his pressure and read what he needs to do. There are ways out, you know, but you need to be quite knowledgeable, and it's not as simple as it may look. Like a lot of people think, oh, you just mash down one, you just get out of it like that, you know? But no, there are specific moves you can mash her down one if you need to, or you can step, or you can block, or you can make whiff, or you can interrupt, but you have to know where, when, and why. The 3 Ws, those are the big ones.
Kind of a side note here, a little off topic, but in terms of like the longest command list, I felt like Hwoarang might have had it outside of Lei coming back into the roster, right? Was I mistaken on that? Because I felt like the different stances really added up.
Longest command list, yeah, he's got to be one of the candidates, right? I think like King with all the multi-throws, he's going to be in there as well for like long command lists.
True.
Anyone with like stance heavy stuff, you know, like a lot of stance moves, they're going to have big lists. And obviously him with Flamingo stance, you know, he's going to be up there, right? So
I see.
All right, so no walls now. Gives Shadow a bit of a space to maybe not commit to, you know, stuff when he doesn't want to. Oh, man. I'm not sure that's guaranteed. Oh, that hurts.
Kind of swing at the wrongest moment possible.
All right, so Kusanagi, she's really going to work right now. Everything heavy, everything hitting. And
it's definitely 9 to 5 clocking in. Oh, the power crush as well. Did a lot of damage, but still, advantageous situation. My goodness.
Yeah.
Let me just hand him up, picking every right option on his wake up. Well, he does get clipped.
Nice, goes mid. Oh, didn't want to commit. And that's the thing, rage drive is an issue. You know, people don't want to press buttons, they want to get hit by rage art, you know? So they kind of, that was one of those examples where he kind of relinquished the pressure he had going because he didn't want to take the risk of eating a rage art. But it just opened the door for her to like open up with stuff. And then, yeah.
Exactly right. I really loved just the pace and the rhythm that Moi like structured her offense in right there. Try to catch him. That would have been a big launch.
Oh, okay. Caught on the offense coming in.
He flowed out. Not too much drive for the launch.
No, into the stomp. Yes, silk bedroom robe will prevail.
Bro, he's got the golden chocolates on too. The ones that go between the toes.
Oh man.
Finally gets to the dunk. That's what he was looking for last round. Good recovery from now.
Good.
Yeah, but Shadow just can't find his way
looking
out.
to get the first W for the team. Slash kick. Trying to find a counter hit for some damage, but there's not much health left. There's the down one we talked about.
Checking with the ones
didn't
down.
commit. I could have commit. Oh, unlucky. That's the most frustrating trade where you hit your rage drive or something and they trade kill you. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. But, man, Kusanagi, she worked hard and she kept going in. She kept the pressure level high and you could see the lack of freedom that Shadow had, you know, like he was always kind of just doing what he was allowed to do rather than what he wanted to do. And it was, yeah, very uphill on that basis.
Oh, man, you were talking about the kind of mix-ups and switches that Hwoarang kind of possesses with those stance changes. Moi Kusanagi pretty much taking full advantage of all of that, as well as the lack of knowledge from Shadower, right? You can see a little bit of reluctancy coming in from Shadower. As soon as you mentioned that strategy of Moi Kusanagi pretty much going in offensively, you can kind of see Shadower kind of lacking the discipline of trying to find those spots to play defense or pick a button to press to interrupt.
That's really what I thought.
It's the thing with Hwoarang as a character, like, you know, Hwoarang can finesse you. He can play that whiff punish game stance, you know, like spacing you out, getting the moves as you come in and stuff like that. But there is this pitbull element to the character where it's very, very effective. And you saw Kusanagi, she knew exactly what she wanted to do when she was close, you know, how to keep the pressure going. There's enough of a variant between the mids and highs that you can continue the pressure to, yeah, just get anything you want. And there you see the result of that. Shadower is out of the runnings here. It is now a 5 versus 4 affair and a very strong opening game there for Kusanagi.
Yeah, I think Shadower just ended up challenging a little bit too late, right? We saw the down ones and the stand ones come out to try to pressure or relieve the pressure. But at that point, it was already on set point for Moi Kusanagi, right? So a little bit too late, I think, in terms of experimentation. But next match is going to be Divine Exorcist versus Smile With Me.
Smile With Me. It's kind of like, you know, he smiles at you, makes you whiff, and then it's his turn. Like, he punishes you, you know, like me now. I'm not sure if that's exactly what that means. Probably not, but that's how I break it down. But there you see the tail.
I would think, you know, they made eye contact and you tried to smile, but you missed it just at the blink of an eye. You know,
oh,
you get the smile whiff. Yeah.
Oh man, that's unlucky. Yeah, you smile at the second they look away. Yeah, I get that. Hailing from coming out of Alabama, rocking that Lee Chaolan. Man, Lee Chaolan, the counter hit king. And look at that. I wonder how many of those matches had counter hits in them in those 12 matches. 83% win ratio, 10 games only, 2 losses. What you're seeing now basically is the flawless win ratios, but you're just seeing the end of where the best players had to face the best players in the Open Series. So you are seeing losses, but it's not like they didn't dominate their thing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just the very, very upper echelons of the thing where they had to meet. Someone has to get an L, like, you know, you can't avoid it, right? You know, you're going to meet the best guys at the very top. Someone's going to take a W, someone's going to take an L. So yeah. And here we see Divine Exorcist, of course, another seasoned veteran in these Open Series tournaments, rocking that Lars Sorensen at 19 years of age. Young chap. Got a lot of young chaps in this, man. Really cool to see.
Yeah, especially for Tekken, right? Which, I mean, it requires a lot of time to be put in. Like, we were talking about Hwoarang and just how much he brings to the table, how many options he has. And we saw, like, him kind of overwhelm his opponent because they weren't as knowledgeable about the character and their options.
Oh my god, 8-0
situation. Yeah. But Divine Exorcist, I mean, he looks like he's going to be ready for most things if he's got that win rate.
This guy has not tasted defeat. He's like, lose to who? How? What are you talking about? I only know winning, bro. I only know winning. I don't have losing in my vocabulary. So yeah, great stuff. This is going to be another slobber knocker, no doubt. Really, really cool. Another Lars matchup as well. So yeah, going to see some variants, I think. You know, great thing about Tekken is how much variety each character has. You can have 10 guys use the same character and not recognize any of them. You know, like, it's just so cool the way that you can vary your style on Tekken 7 in a very deep way. You can play defense with anyone. You can play rushdown with anyone, like I was just saying about Hwoarang, right? So yeah, there's a lot of room for personal expression. And I think that's one of the things a lot of the Tekken players really appreciate about the game.
100%, man. And it looks like, yeah, Divine Exorcist also got #1 in one of the warm-ups for Latin America and #2 for the Tekken Online Challenge in Central America. So, I mean, yeah, they've definitely been holding it down.
Oh, yeah.
And for 19 years old, that is extremely impressive. But we've seen so many people really, like, improve themselves and rise in the rankings during this pandemic. And just a lot of people getting to the fighting game community in general. It's really grown in this time, which is, like, amazing, honestly.
It's
what
really,
I also
really cool.
do appreciate is the answer that Divine kind of sent us when asked, what is your experience with playing in tournaments? And instead of kind of giving us a breakdown of how long he's been playing in tournaments or what tournaments he's been attending, he just puts a very satisfying and peaceful experience. I can get with that, you know, a very existential kind of response instead of how long he's been participating in tournaments. That's pretty cool.
That's scary. That's like, you know, I have my work on the side, but Tekken is my recreation. It's where I go to relax. I just body people as a turn down, you know, just to relax and chill out. It's like, that's scary.
That's one of the most dangerous competitors you could actually ask for because they have such a clear mind when it comes to any of their W's, any of their like tough losses. Is any loss a tough one at that point for them? Probably not, right?
Depends how it comes. Was it your game to lose, you know, or was it their game? Was it their game was it your game to win and you sold it? You know, like those losses can hurt. If you were supposed to win and you didn't do what you were supposed to, that's tough. If it's something where you just didn't know the matchup or you were overwhelmed or whatever, then that's easier to swallow because you know, it's just that. But if you were definitely supposed to win and you either dropped a combo or you just let the momentum go or whatever, then that can be harder to digest, those losses.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe they just rage on ranked, and they're like, you know, tournaments compared to ranked, like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just much more relaxing. Who knows?
Yeah. So yeah,
Probably.
That's also an interesting thing. Like, depending on the mindset you come in with, like, you know, are you trying to Are you trying to win every game? Are you trying to learn? You know, like depending on what what the mindset is coming in, like the outcome can be a big part of that.
And so we're starting to see like kind of a somewhat of a difference here in terms of like how many years both of these individuals have been playing, right? You know, Smile with a little bit of age on Divine, saying that he's got 17 years of playing Tekken in comparison to Divine, who's been playing since Tekken 2. I don't know what the math is on that one. I mean, he is 19. Actually, no. So he's only been participating for like 2 years in tournaments, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 years in tournaments. Who knows how long they've played casually? As I'm sure that, who knows? Maybe Smile With Me was entering tournaments at 6 years old. We've seen wilder things in the world,
Yeah, I mean, we've had a handful of players do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Noah the Prodigy, actually one of those kids in Street Fighter 4. And then we have age pretty much has no bounds when it comes to the fighting game community. We saw that over at CEO a couple of weekends ago, right?
Yeah,
definitely,
it's true.
Definitely. No, it's true. It's true. It doesn't matter what age you are, you can always play. It's just one of those scenes, man, it's just a great thing. It's a beautiful thing to see. So yeah, we're gonna see some 6-year-old combos right now. Let's find out. You never
That'd
know,
be
right?
hype. You know what the sad thing is? I think a 6-year-old would body me in Tekken 7.
All right, so Divine Exorcist gonna be trying to get some space at first because it's Smile With Me striking first blood.
Yeah, I mean, Lee known for his count hit openings. If you try and rush him down recklessly, he can make you pay for that. But the up forward 4 hits pretty clean there.
And the orbital
Didn't really get the wall
through.
combo he wanted though. But now Lee fighting back 4-3. Ooh,
What in the
jumps
world?
over him. Playing leapfrog here in round 1.
What kind of fight choreography was that?
Oh, the 4-4-3. Cleans his clock with that one. Oh, and the power crush.
He has the sickest power crush in the game.
Yeah, he has a couple sick ones.
I love that one. Yeah, I think power crush is always a really good option in situations like that. What in the world?
What?
All right, I don't know what's going on here.
That looked mad safe as well. 4-4-3, yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some true Tekken God meta right now. I'm too plebeian,
He blocks a
to
slide.
realize.
It's a full punish. Wall carrier. No, doesn't quite get in there, but goes back to the wall there for some pressure. Blocks the low. Oh man,
Stuffs him down. And nice little stomp afterwards. Good tech from Smile With Me too, because they were in the middle of the move, so not easy. Oh, switches sides, breaks the wall too.
That was a ballsy parry there, right up against the wall. Risking it all. Oh, and the jump back hop kick.
I cannot believe. Ran off the wall into a hop kick and it worked, bruh.
Caught Divine Exorcist coming in for the throw.
Yeah, I would be mad too. Ooh. Yo, punish. Oh, try for a throw, a little cheeky.
Stomp. Blocks it this time. Mr. Wall standing 2-3.
Oh, the slow slide from Lee. Okay, wait a minute. Bringing it back to almost even. Divine Exorcist. Who tries for the big orbital.
And another slide. Wow, the slow slide this time.
I like the wake up.
Oh,
Oh,
great
no.
combo. What? Did he press the button? No, he didn't press the button. But it's not over. Ooh. My goodness. Don't leave him alive, whatever you do.
A little bit scary. That was, I feel like, a little bit of an emotional rage art there. I feel like my man's was tilted from that previous round and there's still, like, I don't know. I mean,
Maybe.
I don't feel like Smile With Me was being aggressive enough to really warrant, like throwing out the rage art like that. But I could have had the wrong read on the situation. In that situation, obviously, they ended up keeping it holstered. But yeah, I think it was just the pressure was given to him a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think it was a very situational guess. His back was to the wall. He was down in life. He knew that the next hit could give his opponent the win. So he wanted to, kind of counter that, right? But yeah, it wasn't to be. Smile didn't press any buttons at all, and it just whiffed completely. So yeah, nice parry there.
That was huge, honestly.
Yeah.
That was honestly one of the set-winning moments, to be honest.
I mean, just the
the
whole performance, like the confidence, like going for that kind of parry, going for the off-the-wall move, and then the up-back hop kick, just very confident. Yeah, so, maybe a little bit of nerves coming into play there. Divine Exorcist not able to find any kind of comfort zone at all in that game. You could see it always looked it just didn't look like where he wanted to be. He didn't like what he wanted to do, and I don't know. Maybe Lee can kind of do that to you sometimes as well, because he can kind of be in your face, or he can be nowhere. He's just downtown, you know, sipping tea at the cafe. You know, you don't even see him. So yeah, it's tricky with him because he, you know, just slides from nowhere. You know, what's that come from? And yeah, he's a tricky customer. Because on top of that, not only does he have those tools to get in and be annoying with, but he can kind of shut you down if you try and rush him down as well. So yeah, if you're not like super seasoned versus him, I think it's quite a difficult match to play, especially in a short set.
Yeah, it looked like it. And the slide was one of the things that really started the momentum switch for Smile with me, right? Like, and sometimes you gotta take those risks. Things that your opponent's not expecting from a longer range than they're used to fighting, and when they're trying to move into that distance where they're more optimal, where they're more comfortable, they get caught slipping.
Definitely.
Well,
so let's see if he can switch it up here for game 2.
Yeah, we still have, one entire set to play through. Again, 2 out of 3 throughout the entirety of these sets. Divine still has another chance against Smile with me. It's one of those instances where we've seen actually in the previous sets in the EU region where, we still see complete shutouts after taking a big loss in the very first game, right? So these comebacks can and just might happen.
You see this man's penguin player card, though? It's clean. I'm a big penguin fan. Battle some pretty gentlemen right here. Ooh,
There's nowhere to run. Give it up. Ooh. He's like, I wasn't aggressive enough last game. I need to make up for it.
Yeah, it's looking like it. Nice
duck. That was sick. No hoisin sauce needed for that duck, boy. That was spicy already.
Ooh, the blazing kick. What's going on? Speaking of spicy, bro. Turn up the heat a little bit. No.
What?
Okay, I was about to lose it.
Whoa. Oh, no.
He still has
dropped it. No, don't tell me. Not like this.
No. Okay, it's over. Set's over, bro. Set's over, son. There's no way. There's
Starting
no
to fall apart at the seams now for Divine Exorcist, man. He had the round in the bag.
After the way that first game ended and that round there, mentally I'd just be spent.
He's still in the ball game right now, trying to stay together. Trying to keep that last brain cell intact,
Yeah.
You gotta hold it together right now.
Grow the rest
got a
back.
nice life lead here. Uh-oh. Looks like Smile with me's working on it though.
Okay, wait.
Gets the
Fortitude.
wall splat. All a combo on counter hit. Nicely done. 1-1.
The cells are regenerating. Whoa! And he committed fully to the string.
Off axis for the follow-up.
Yeah.
Oh man, a few drops here, man. A few drops.
Yeah, on both sides. This is a pretty far match, to be honest. It's Mexico versus Alabama, so we should expect a little bit of flubs here and there. Oh, nice
Down for
launch.
2 launch. This carry.
Wait a minute, though. This man's looking mad clean. Connection cleared up.
Gives him the whole tour of the stage.
Yeah. Nice and Smile with me, just perfect spacing this whole set.
And there's the rage art. Is he going to hit this time? No. Forced into error again. And now it's set point to Smile with me. Oh, forward four though. Cleans his clock with that one.
And dropping the end of the combo, still in control, but the hop kick!
The delay hop kick over the low. Puts himself back in the round now.
Oh, even stomps and switches sides.
Runs over him for good measure.
We're gonna have to block all that. Need to win the flow combo, but just a little bit. Wow.
And next launch could do it. Oh, there's a float. Going over to the wall. Doesn't get the wall splat though. Oh, that's it. Next hit's gonna do it. Yes, Smile with me takes it. 2-0. And man, a few accidental blunders there, man. From just really from Divine Exorcist. It wasn't to be. It was a divine intervention that was in Smile with me's favor. Like it just wasn't to be. Everything he tried, like every time he got a whiff punish, the juggle just would mess up. Every time he got like a certain kind of launch, wouldn't get the proper wall carry. Like just everything fell apart, So yeah, I'm really unfortunate there. Oh, and that blazing kick, man, that was beastly.
Yeah, I thought Smile with me did a great job. Whatever that was.
He was feeling himself, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was feeling himself with that unblockable, man.
I was like, what? What kind of tech catch situation is this? But I think they did a great job, Smile with me, that is, using the slide a lot of the time. I think they didn't use it often at all, right? In that very first game, they kind of used it early, or after they lost a round or two, to kind of switch the momentum. And here we saw it in the very first round, and then at the very end for the last hit. So good management on the resource. And again, man, we saw
they did a good job of like not falling for those like rage arts, you know, just like blocking those out.
Definitely fishing for them, and at the end there, went right back to the slide. The last time we saw it was in round 1 of that game too. So, real good management of the tools in your kit from Smile with me.
And then you see the team line up 1 each now, you know, both taking the life off each other, and man, 4 against 4 left here in this team battle.
And
Bin Chang coming up next. Bin Chang, he's got an interesting career, you know, because he's won tournaments on almost every Tekken game he's played, right? And he's been a tournament winner in Korea, you know, with the Tekken Crash seasons, and also in the US as well with the online challenge, and with the BLB league winner as well. He got like 7 straight wins in a row, beating some top talent from the US, you know, Run It Black. I think he also beat like Suriken. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but yeah, I think he beat Suriken, a couple of other top players as well. But you know, 7 straight is no small feat, man. And then you see Tekken Online Challenge and North American Champion as well. Also second at Tekken Crash twice. Oh my God, the consistency on this man. So yeah, really, really cool stuff to him.
I really like the position that he's placed himself in the team tournament as well, going 3rd in his team's lineup. That would have resulted in a lot of cool things, right? In this 1-to-1 specifically, he'll have the chance to give his team the lead, but if they went down 2-0, he kind of stemmed the bleeding a little bit. That's a pretty good strategy in terms of positioning. But we got on the other side, Pit Viper. She's hailing from Hawaii, rocking the Lucky Chloe, and we've seen Lucky Chloe be a bit of a terror recently.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, 19 years of age, man. Everyone's so young here. This is so wickedly cool. I love it. 75% win ratio, 12-4, looking really, really strong. Just to add also to Bin Chang's win sheet here, he also came 17th at EVO 2018. I mean, 17th is super high. You know, 17th at EVO offline with like thousands of players. 7th at CEO 2018, and he won the Pinnacle in 2018 as well. So this guy is, you know, no stranger to the pressured stage of performance. So yeah, this is going to be good. And like you said, the strategic positioning of the roster here, putting himself in the middle, slap bang, not first, not last. You know, he does have a degree of pressure, but he's not carrying the whole weight of the team. You know, so yeah, very, very interesting. Sometimes players may be super strong, but they like to have flexibility. And going 2nd or 3rd allows that. Going last, you don't really have the same, you know, freedom, right? One drop thing could cost the entire team, or so it feels like. So going 3rd and stuff like that gives you access to more of your tools the way you want to have access to them. So very, very smart positioning here from Bin Chang. I'm interested to see if it's going to pay off the way the team have panned out here.
Yeah, and Pit Viper's been attending tournaments for a while as well, right? Over a year's worth of offline events. Got a first Bruise in battles, top 5 in the online tournament. Has gone to Summer Jam before, so she's been around the block a couple of times as well.
And that's no easy feat, hailing from Hawaii, right? I mean, being able to travel out there is kind of, it's kind of difficult just being so far away. I feel like there hasn't been as many events popping up in Hawaii in terms of the fighting game community. I know they have a very strong community out there, but I would love to see a little bit, or a couple of more majors happen in that region alone. That'd be very interesting to see. But overall, the representation so far, you know, we've had these past couple of games with Lars in both matches. Bin Chang is going to be the 3rd Lars up on deck versus Pit Viper's Lucky Chloe. Tell us a little bit about what we could expect from this particular matchup.
So, I mean, judging from, because I'm not sure, who is Bin Chang using these days?
Well, he's logged in on Lars, right? That's what his thumbnail was.
Okay, so he's going back to his tried and trusted, you know, Bay, basically. And yeah, so, okay. I think that in this matchup, it's going to be Lars playing extremely solid, spacing out Lucky Chloe, not getting caught by any shenanigans, basically, and just kind of not, you know, because Lucky Chloe is a very, very long-winded knowledge check. It's about, do you know this, yes or no? Do you have the answer to that, yes or no? Do you know you can step this, yes or no, and stuff like that. So Bin Chang, once he's provided those answers, can start going to work, I feel. And then it's going to be a question of what adaptation happens from there. But first up, we're going to see Bin Chang probably play a slightly aggressive game. You know, he's going to back up, but he's not going to go too far back. He's going to keep it up close and personal. And I think he'll try and take the advantage from there. Because when a character has dangerous things, it's just about circumventing getting hit by that stuff. But it's not about running away completely because you don't leave rooms for them to be able to capitalize on their mistakes when they happen. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a rough draw for Pit Viper just because she's playing against the most experienced player on the other squad,
Exactly.
right? So if it was one of the other Lars players that might have been prioritizing the game plan of getting in and doing their offensive structure before they have to like deal with the Loki Chloe shenanigans, I think she would have fared better in a situation like that. Because if you kind of get like overzealous and you overreach, then Loki Chloe can take advantage of that big time. But as you mentioned, Ben Chang, I mean, there's nobody with more tournament experience in this than him. And we got Joey Fury in this, you know what I'm saying? And he's still got 8 years on Joey Fury in terms of age. And I mean, 17 years experience. Joey's been playing casually since 1999, but this dude Ben Chang's been in tournaments for, you know, as long as some of these competitors have been alive.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, with that said, it is a short set, you know, so there is a chance that she can surprise Bin Chang. You know, if she starts out in a certain way, gets the game going in her favor, you know, things could swing. I mean, yeah, you get the pendulum on your side of the stage, you know. So I think it's just a question of how you start the match, you know, how you start the set and what you can get going for you early on here. So here we go.
You know, a little bit of a sidetrack that just reminded me of a line, an infamous line that Ryan, you actually spoke of not too long ago, where you said, "I've won more tournaments than you've even entered against."
Than you will ever enter.
Than you will ever enter.
I ruled out the future as well. Even the future's closed.
Dang, your destiny has been fulfilled already. I know your timeline.
That's actually beast. That was so beast. I was dying so hard when you said that.
Oh, man. Drop it on him. All right, so game one, Dragon's Nest it is. And it's fairly even in life so far. Oh, if anything, Pit Viper, she's got a slight lead here. Breakdancing on him.
Sea walk on this man. Sea walk on him.
Oh my goodness. Bin Chang's got down back force, gonna try and fight back here. Oh, wow, and the windmill crushes him.
Actually breakdance fighting Zoolander in the building.
That's a float. Oh no, missed the follow-up.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Just to get away unscathed. And this is it, you know, if you know your opponent has more experience than you, rush them down. Just rush them down. Keep the pressure. Yeah,
exactly.
Just keep the pressure on.
The great equalizer defense. Oh, wow.
No. Speaking of equalizers. that was straight in some teeth. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. And just a perfect Oki from Bin Chang right there as well. Pit Viper, you see, trying to sidestep out, but no, the counter hit comes through once again. It's not your turn. Ooh, I like that little toe tap, chin kick. Some space in the wake up.
Man. You have to respect the flow of traffic, man. When it's red, you have to hold it down. I'm saying, that green man. Ooh, okay, interruption here from Bin Chang. There's the experience coming through.
No rolls here, and then punishes the hop kick. My goodness.
Scooped up like Baskin Robbins, man. Oh my days. 2 rounds, Bin Chang moves up. Oh, looking for the power crush that goes underneath.
Bro, yeah, I have to imagine he reacted to that. Getting the first one absorbed, just staying low with the string.
Like you said, man, this is that experience coming through. He knew exactly what to change after that first round loss. And look at that, gets 3 straight on the board just like that. Like the first round didn't happen. Like it didn't happen. Erased, deleted.
Yeah, that was really impressive, staying low on that power crush, right? And she had been looking for the power crush a couple of times in the neutral, especially after like certain strings that were just slightly negative, that weren't really punishable. She was trying to catch him taking his turn back with a lot of power crushes. So right there in that instance, he just stayed low and avoided it entirely, getting the counter hit at the end. That's the veteran experience, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first round where just overwhelmed, right? This is exactly where you want to be.
Yeah, you want to keep that going.
In the wall, dancing on him, make you guess. But Bin Chang immediately shut that down, especially with that. That was really the tide turner there, that counter hit. And then this perfect Oki situation there, reading 3 hits straight in a row.
Yeah, that first round he was dancing on, and you know, she had the James Brown booming out those headphones right there, and then all the breakdance moves came out. And then after that, Bin Chang just said, you know, stop this. I didn't get dressed up for nothing. And yeah, he really went to work after that. You know, really clinical, very clinical, very deliberate pacing and deliberate moves options as well, and especially with that timing too. So yeah, really good stuff to Bin Chang, and that's quite scary. You know, you can get around like that on him, and it just means nothing. It just doesn't phase him. Like War of a Duck's back. Like what is this? Who is this guy?
And I like how you highlighted it earlier too. The experience kind of showing off from the side of Bin Chang, like the veteran experience that you've gotten from all the matchups that you've played over time. You could kind of see it in the way that he's been moving around in anticipation for Pit Viper's movement, as well as some of the Oki situations and some of the choices or decisions he's made while she was stuck at the wall, right? Just preventing her from getting any sort of options going, or at least trying to get her turn back.
Yeah, that's why I liked the shin kick coming out, right? That was like the only time that she successfully woke up on Bin Chang, did the shin kick, and then rolled backwards. So that was a little bit of space, but unfortunately for her, she was still at the wall. So that's like, you know, I mean, it's a little bit of space, but Bin Chang is so good at managing the space and really the risk reward scenarios when he has the lead up against a person like Lucky Chloe that's against the wall. So it was a rough situation regardless. You know, Bin Chang is going to be dealing with another wall stage here, the arena. We're not moving too far away from Dragon's Nest in terms of the stage structure.
The scary thing when you play a player that has more experience than you is like you get into a place where what you're doing stops working, and then there's a moment where you don't know what to do. You don't know what to change to. And that's where the experienced player knows exactly that situation. Smart, like a shark smelling blood in the water, and they come after you, you know? And that's really hard to deal with. But look at this. Great first round here.
Okay,
we're rolling.
Oh, yeah, try to get him lost in the headlights right there, but Bin Chang's still aware. Oh, the hop kick, get off me. I can't believe
Axis.
Yeah. Okay, Bin Chang. That was a little rude starter. Ooh, the power crush coming through that time. And
nice
another low parry.
So the War Rising 3 coming out, so no access, sir.
Ooh,
this is looking like a much better game so far. Pit Viper, she's doing really well here.
Yeah, at this point with the
doesn't get the punish this time. No 4-2-4.
Nice sidestep, avoiding it.
Oh, and a second round on the board. Look at this. Pit Viper now.
Okay, yeah, Bin Chang winning the opening round, Gavin again. This has not stopped Pit Viper from bringing the rounds back. We already saw that last time. Yeah, that was a lot of damage though. How is she sea-walk and heals, bro? That's impressive.
Nice low parry there. Okay, and the round goes low.
Medicine, bro.
All right, gets his first round in this game.
We'll see if Bin Chang, has enough intel from his first 2 rounds to bring this back.
Oh, no, with punish. Man, that was a big chance for damage.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, Bin Chang got caught moving a little bit too far forward, still tracked him down.
It's like, it's a bonus if that actually hits. You just want the plus frames, you know, to make a mix-up.
Dang, all the way to the wall side. Oh, try to step, but it missed.
Wow, they swapped sides.
Yeah.
Oh, underneath. And he got caught. Breakdancing on him. Oh my God. I'm super bad. I got soul, and I'm super bad. Wow, 1 game apiece. Pit Viper, she really turned up the heat, stepped into that 6th gear, and now we're all tied up 1 game each, man. Really nice to see that happen. Obviously, you can't rest on your laurels when you're playing someone you know that's more experienced than you. You still have to keep it going. Keep it going. Doesn't matter if you lose the first round. Doesn't matter if you lose the first game. Don't quit. And we're seeing a good example of that here.
Right, we're seeing some of the adaptations coming in from Pit Viper, but what was it about Bin Chang that kind of left us in somewhat awe? I mean, we've seen the kind of way that he likes to play from the initial game, but based off of what we just saw and looking into the replay, what was it about Pit Viper's decision making this time around?
Yeah, he just was less afraid, you know. He started to simmer down towards the end of the first game, and I feel like Bin Chang expected a similar kind of responses in this game. But Pit Viper, if anything, turned it up a notch. You know, it was the opposite. And there were a couple of missed punishes like there. Didn't get the 12th frame. But like, just in general, I feel like because Pit Viper, she was so much more active that she was able to capitalize on situations and get opportunities. And there were even a couple of misses where Bin Chang just like missed something, and you know, it was even okay that Pit Viper didn't get the punish. You know, she managed to still find energy in different situations. But yeah, in general, just being a lot more active gave Binchan a lot more to think about, you know? And you don't want to get caught. There was that situation here, right? You see, where he did get caught underneath, and it cost him a lot of life. It cost him the round, didn't it? So, yeah. So that is important going in. And Lucky Chloe is a tricky customer if you're not careful of when you want to commit to highs, you know, or commit to mids even, you know, because what she's going to get you with takes a lot of damage and doesn't really require that much of an opening. These moves aren't slow on startup, you know, so you got to be really, really careful.
Yeah, and Binching to me looked maybe a little bit overconfident to start that second game, like that first round. He kind of went, I think, with some of the layer 1 options, like what you would typically do when you feel like you've outclassed your opponent, and Pit Viper countered them perfectly, right? Like the low parry to start up, and then he tried the spring kick wake up, and she just dashed right out of that range and punished heavily. So I think he kind of thought that he was like outclassing her a little bit too much, and then she brought it back. So in this game, I don't see that happening again. I doubt he underestimates her, but I mean, she could still definitely take it, right? Especially with like the roll kind of conditioning that she's put on him so far. Like she's rolled at him a lot. So if she cuts one of those rolls early, like he might counter hit.
Well, let's see what happens. I mean, how clutch can she be? You know, that's what it's going to come down to. Those power crushes, you know, those high crushes as well for the big damage launchers. But yeah, oh man, and those are the ones, those neutral hop kicks will change your game, man. Look at those hits.
That's a great way to put it, 100%.
Oh man, okay, so look at this chipping down here, trying to chop the tree down. Binchan on the offense.
Nichols ring. I love the delayed rise right there.
There's a chance now, Pit Viper, and she's done it. She's got the first round, takes the lead in the set.
Again with the breakdance fighting. Been her patented round closer, and
again
clips him this time.
I'm not sure what he tried to do, but he got caught, and there's half life gone off the bar, man. His team must be super happy right now. Or her team, excuse me. Bit Viper. Looking to get a second round.
She's been double rolling at him, man. So that time, Binchan just got caught. Yeah.
And apparently she's getting the reads as well. This is ridiculous. Binchan in the world of hurt right now. Oh, goes mid though and gets the wall bounce.
Yeah, only a little bit of a combo though because of the sidewall. Oh, the legs!
Oh, he shut the noise down. Oh, wow. 1-1 here.
The thigh high did not save you this time.
Man.
No, it's counter hit this time.
It's starting to get those clinical reads for when to go for those big damage moves. Down back for counter hit. Okay. I like the aggression from Pit Viper, keeping the offense going. Beautiful hop kick. She's got him pinned at the wall now. What's it going to be?
I know this Pit Viper not being too overly aggressive, but this moment, and she needs to turn it back up.
Could have been more damage.
Just back flipping up out of there and then turn it up again, the breakdancing.
Binchan with the race drive? No, not yet. There we go. Oh, he hit him out. Oh, she got him out of it.
Oh my god.
Oh, the clutch. That James Brown is on full volume right now, boy. Max volume. Can't hear anything else.
Oh, the counter hit, Pit Viper.
Down, baby.
This is set point up against the Binchan, the
captain. I can't believe what we're seeing. She is all over him.
Oh my low parry.
Every low parry. Crazy, crazy set. Pit Viper just demolished the captain of the team.
That is so sick.
2-1. Comes back after getting beat down in that first game in clinical fashion, turns it all the way around. Man, what an amazing performance from her there. That was really, really sick. 2-1. The captain is out the runnings, guys. The captain is gone.
We thought this was going to be a very aggressive game for Binchan, you know, putting himself up in third for the team, only to fall just a little short, significantly short, I should say, against Pit Viper with a very impressive array of offensive maneuvers, right? We saw the ambiguity coming in from a multitude of rounds. Man, there was nothing Binchan could do to stop this. Pit Viper was just keeping him guessing the entire time. She was phenomenal this set.
Goodness,
Crazy stuff. I mean, just, so as the set heated up, the confidence that she started to exude, she started to control the set. She wasn't just getting lucky openings, she was running things. She was letting him press buttons when she wanted to, you know, like, and that was really nice to see. Great adaptation. I love the changes in pace, and I like the move timing as well. Like, this was a good comeback from Binchan this particular round. That was nice. But man, she didn't let that face her one bit. Look at this.
Look at the movement. Didn't
The
sidestep
one
him.
low, the one time he tried a low, there was the hop kick. Man.
And that was after the harassment from the 3, right? He was trying to duck that last one, and she just switched it up at the perfect time.
She stuffed the rage drive as well. That was painful, man. Look at this, the beatdown.
Who was the person that said Lucky Chloe was overrated? Was that a Joker from the EU scene talking about Tekken 7?
Oh yeah. That's right. He said Lucky Chloe is overrated. People just don't know the matchup. Blah 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 blah. That kind of. Well, I don't know, man. Bin Chang.
Yeah, I mean, falling short as the captain may not be the worst thing, right? We still have a couple more games to play, but we are going to change up the order just a little bit. I know it's supposed to be Sonic going up against Peter Picho, but we're actually going to switch it up to the Battle of the Joes. They could not hold it in any longer. After seeing one of the captains get defeated, the opposite captain has decided to step up early. Joey Fury is going to be facing off against Joe Crush. We're still keeping the opposition locked in. We're keeping the order locked in terms of who's going to play who. It's just a matter of timing now. So the Battle of the Joes is going to happen. The Jack 7 versus Fang between Joe Crush and Joey Fury coming up next.
Great stuff, man. This is going to be really, really good. Of course, Joey Fury, a seasoned player as well. He's been all over the shop. Been in every NA event there is, right? Almost. And Joe Crush, I don't know much about this guy. Do you guys know anything about Joe Crush?
Oh man, he's got a cool name.
He has a
excellent
name.
Joe Crush.
Does indeed.
He's coming in from Texas. For the most part, when we look at the information that he's given us, right, he's participated in a handful of North American tournaments, right? He's gotten 4th at Summer Jam 2021, 9th at CEO 2021, 3rd at Secret Garden. He's got a plethora of accolades when it comes to top placings.
He's got a long list. Wow.
So he's been involved with the scene for quite some time.
First place at King of the Iron Sticks as well. So yeah, this guy's been everywhere, man. Lots of online tournament wins. Man, a lot of experience coming through. I mean, 8-0 doesn't quite tell the whole story, but it lets you know he's here and he means business.
And that CEO 2021 tournament was kind of stacked for Tekken, bro. Like, a lot of top players were there. So getting 9th at that tournament is very, very impressive. I'm sure.
Yeah, you probably have to play like a top guy, like just shy of top 8, right? So you played someone really
100%.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joey Fury, also a Jack main previously, right?
Yeah.
Switching over to Feng, so he's no stranger to this matchup. But yeah, hailing from New York. I didn't know he's from New York, actually. But yeah, Equinox, Joey Fury, really cool guy. Representing that Feng way. Top 8 TWT finals 2017 and 2018. Definitely no easy feat. You need some strong consistency for that. PAX-East 2019 champion, first at KIT 2017, and ICFC finals champion. So yeah, really strong resume coming out of Joey Fury there. Really nice to see. And the captain of the team, of course, stepping forward here early. Keeping it fresh, man. Not letting all the team have to carry not riding all the way of the whole team at the end, but like stepping up forward early on and trying to do some damage. Maybe capitalize on that team captain kill that we just witnessed from Pit Viper.
Yeah, definitely trying to capitalize off that momentum. And you mentioned, right, previously a Jack main, also played Marduk a little bit, so I am surprised to see him on the Fang. But he does give a shout out to Nashi, who is the Fang of the East Coast, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So as his mentor in the notes here. So big ups to, of course, always giving props to your fellow people that are helping you improve in the fighting games.
Yeah. And shout out to Team Equinox as well, doing great stuff in the FGC, really supporting a lot of the awesome games that we love to play. So yeah, big shout outs to that team, man.
Yeah, very diverse kind of roster with Team Equinox, and of course Joey Fury kind of picking that kind of diverse crew. We saw one of his own team members, Pit Viper. She took down one of the biggest obstacles in the opposition, right? Bin Chang, the captain, no longer in the formula. It's just going to be the rest of the team again with Joe Crush coming up next against Joey Fury. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how this plays out, right? We have the former Jack 7 main going up against somebody who's also pretty experienced, right? Joe Crush having a plethora of events under his belt, near reaching top 8 a multitude of times and winning some of the more local scenes. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this is going to play out. It's going to be very hard to tell, even just based off the accolades alone, because anybody is a threat when it comes to the current roster at Tekken 7.
I mean, if there's anything to do with, you go ahead. I see you on the tip of your tongue.
I was just gonna say, I like the point you made about him picking Pit Viper too. He's got to be feeling himself hellas right now. He's like, God damn, I am a genius. What a team I have assembled. My lucky Chloe took down the captain. I am good.
That is hype. Yeah.
And I was gonna say, the epitome of anything can happen is when Pit Viper destroys Bin Chang, right? That's like, now anything can happen. Like, there's no matchup where you can say, this is definitely going to go this way. Nope, that's been shut down completely after that one, after that set.
Very, very true.
Pit Viper proved everyone wrong. So, yeah.
It makes it
really
so
cool.
much better, just prefacing with like the previous event for EU. Again, I'm going to harp on it again when Joka just announced that how overrated Lucky Chloe is as a character, and the fact that, you know, one of the strongest members just gets shut down. And I will say, Bin Chang kind of got shut down by Pit Viper in this last matchup. It kind of just goes to show you. Yeah,
He got bullied.
yeah, that's how
he got
it worked
forced
out.
to give up his lunch money and his chocolate milk, man. That was insane. And I think, you know, the thing with that set is like, I get where Joker's coming from, because what you often see is you do see Lucky Chloe's winning, forcing wins out because the opponent doesn't know the match. You see that time and time again. The knowledge check fails, the red buzzer goes off, and Lucky Chloe wins. You see that. But I think that's more what he's referring to. Maybe in his opinion, because that's predominantly the way he's seen Lucky Chloe win, he might feel that when you know the match, she's not that good, you know? You could argue that we don't necessarily see Lucky Chloe winning big major tournaments. So, you know, there is a discussion to be had about how good is she when you really know the ins and outs of the character. Is it a short set character? Is it a long set character? Can she win majors? You know, and so on. Does she have bad matchups? Whatever, right? So there's a conversation around now. I mean, I won't go all the way with Joker. I mean, obviously, she's a good character. Most tournaments are 2 out of 3. At max, you're looking at 3 out of 5, so she can do that job, you know, so she's very, very strong in tournament. So, yes, maybe, you know, she's not as good when the knowledge check is passed, the green tick comes up, but on the other hand, she's still very, very effective. She has high damage combos. She has ways to get around your command list. You know, she can go under things for big damage. She's got good clutch factor. She's got decent enough everything that she needs to have, basically. So, yeah, I do like what we saw from Pit Viper there, and I'm glad we're going to be seeing her back for more of that. Yeah, it's going to be great. So, yeah, but it's interesting. You know, I think that conversation in general about the tier list, you know, who's good for what and why and how and so on, I think that's always a good, and I'm glad it's such an infinite discussion. You know, we start from the foundation and work our way up based on how we think about the game, you know, and that's some of the beauty we can share with each other.
Yeah, that could go pretty much every which way in terms of social media and even on streams from other players, right? In terms of the validity of certain characters on the tier list or their positioning on the tier list, right? Which leads me to this kind of next point between Jack 7 and Fang. Fang, we haven't seen too much of, at least from the tournaments that I've been watching overall from the circuit. I haven't seen as many Fang players, but Jack 7 has been kind of on and off in the meta as well.
Jack 7. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, Anakin, a strong advocate for the Jack 7 team, right? You know, he's always in there repping. He's always getting
one of the
those top
biggest,
spots in big tournaments. Yeah, right? So, Jack 7, for me, he's just always a deadly force. It doesn't matter what version of the game. Like, he's always a top contender, and I don't think now's any different.
Jack 7's one of those characters that's just like, if you've been playing Tekken for a while, your Jack 7's probably pretty good. And it's a pretty good character for you to use in tournament, you know what I mean? He's just got like the standard tools that are going to be able to kind of manipulate your opponent and take advantage of big situations. And unfortunately, the Jack army has lost a few of their stronger soldiers, right? As we mentioned, Joey Fury on the Fang now, Saint, of course, going back to his good old Ganryu. But yeah, I mean, Jack has always been a prominent character. And like Ryan said, to echo that statement, I think it's because of just how solid his kit is. He is very much a strong Tekken character, and if you are good fundamentally, then you can take advantage of your opponent in a plethora of ways with him. Of course, Joey's going to be knowing the ins and outs, right? He's going to be knowing the weaknesses of the character as well. He's a little bit slower in certain circumstances, harder to sidewalk and sidestep. So we'll see how he kind of exposes that, especially with the Fang that has certain moves that can like bring his hurt box back and then bring the hitbox forward very quickly, right? He's got a lot of ways to manipulate you on the ground and can take advantage of, I think, a little bit of a slower character in Jack. But yeah, man, I mean, either way, I think this is a matchup where it can go either character's way. So I don't think it's going to be really determined by that at the very least.
Nah, definitely not. But yeah, it's difficult to know what to use. If you're a seasoned vet, you know, like someone like Joey Fury who's been to, you know, all kinds of stacked tournaments, like, what do I need right now, though? You know, does all the experience I have really come into play here? Maybe I don't need any of that. Maybe I just need to play a standard game. Like, one of the challenges is, what do I bring to the table now for this tournament, for this challenge happening momentarily, And you don't have a lot of time because it's just 2 games. So if you lose the first one, it's like, oh, that didn't work. What do I do now? So yeah, one of the ongoing challenges is what kind of mindset do you bring to this particular challenge? And that's one of the very, very fun things, right? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys approach this set.
It's interesting to me too, like thinking about how we just went from thinking a lot about Lucky Chloe to thinking about Jack, right? And I feel like they're kind of the opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to the mental stack they put on the opponent. Like, I think one of the good things about Lucky Chloe and shenanigan, gimmicky characters in general is that once they do get you with your back up against the wall, it's super scary, right? It's very, very overwhelming because they have so many options they could do and pull out some dumb stuff that you're not ready for. Well, I think Jack on the other end, like, his options, but at the same time, that's a different type of mental stack. Right? If you're the type of person that might overthink a little bit, like, you can get into your own head about what's going to happen as well. So I think, of course, with Joey, very much a veteran, right? Like I said, started competing in 2005. So I said that Ben Cheng has more experience than everybody, but he's got 15 years, 16 years, just as much as Ben Cheng. And I believe there's somebody out here that's been competing for 20. I think Peter Picho is one of those. So yeah, wild stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
We might even just see that come into light, actually. I would love to see that kind of experience from all the players, really, because that is a long time. We talk about Tekken being a legacy game, right? There's going to be a lot of knowledge checks coming in from all across the board. So as we get ready for that particular matchup, we still have Joey Fury and Joe Crush getting ready for themselves. But as it stands right now, we're going to give them just a little bit more time to think about what's to come in this current matchup. Again, we're going to throw to a very quick break, but when we return, we'll have more Tekken 7 action here for North America here at FGC Arcade. It took us a couple of minutes to figure out who was on the naughty and or nice list when it came to the current roster, right? We had a couple of players ditching out on school just a little bit. They've decided to cut class a little early in the spirit of the holidays. But we are going back into Tekken 7 for the North American region. My name is Vicious alongside Ryan Hart as well as Ringe to get through all the action. As it stands right now, we've gone through a couple of games so far. One of the biggest upsets we've seen was from one of the teams with their captain, Bin Chang, actually falling short to Pit Viper, one of the games that we've not stopped talking about, actually, since we started, and for a very good reason. Again, if you guys happen to miss that, you guys have to check out the VODs for it, because it has been so hyped to watch overall. But we are getting back on track somewhat. We will see Sonic going up against Piri Pichu, and that's going to be Claudio versus Kunimitsu.
Ooh.
Hello, 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 hello. I'm not muted anymore. Hello. Sonic, of course, a stellar performer in the Open Series events, rocking that Claudio. And then, of course, PD Picho, man, he's got that Master Raven and that Kunimitsu. For the team battle, though, he is rocking that Kunimitsu. He's gotten quite far in the Open. I think he got third in one of the last ones I was in with him, either third or fourth place. So he was up there in that top area. So yeah, this is going to be what we have coming up next. 36 years of age, originally from Venezuela, and then now hailing from Salt Lake City. Yeah, he is a very experienced player. He's won tournaments on multiple Tekken games. You know, he's really strong. You see the win rate of 90%, and that is no, you know, that is no exaggeration. Like, I think even if we increase that number, you know, internationally and look at his performances, it's probably around that figure as well. You know, so very strong player with whichever character he puts his hands on. But today, going to be rocking that Kunimitsu, who we saw in the European tournament do pretty well as well in the team tournament there. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. And he's taking on Sonic, one of the champions from the Open Series, 25 years of age, with that Claudio, man. Really strong. I remember when we saw him play, there were other Claudios who didn't want to play the mirror versus his Claudio. So yeah, it just shows his weight and damage that he's been delivering and what that's meant for the other competitors. 25 wins and only 7 losses. That's a lot of games. It's a lot of games. So yeah, a lot of experience coming through there for Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic have been entering a lot of tournaments recently, right? Trying to get as much improvement under their belt as they can recently. Well, Piri Pichu, excuse me, 20 years playing in tournaments. This is the fellow that I talked about, has the most experience I've damn near ever seen in a tournament before. Like, you know, I believe, yeah, Pit Viper's 19 years old, you know what I mean? So he's been playing in tournaments longer than she's been alive. So we'll see. The experience factor will be on his side, especially with that Kunimitsu as well. But on the other side, as you mentioned, Sonic and that Claudio, you mentioned how much you see Claudio in NA. This region loves this character, and they do damage with him.
It's interesting, though, because I expected, you know, for someone with his experience, you know, PD Picho coming in with the Kuni, I expected more aggression, you know, take advantage of that fact that they don't have that much knowledge about the cast, about your moves, you know, they don't know all the stuff yet. Like, kind of be a bit more aggressive with that. But he was like more passive. He was kind of waiting for openings, looking for spots, and had that very old school technicality mind game of like, I'm just going to pick the spots, use my skill to beat you, rather than I'm just going to rush you down and get the gimmicky stuff happening early in the character's lifespan. So yeah, it was interesting, but he does have, you know, good defense. You know, he does have good clutch factor as well. So that is part of the experience, I believe, coming into play. But Sonic, I mean, I think Claudio kind of edges Kuni out with that hop kick and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be uphill for Kunimitsu, I feel. But let's see what happens.
It's definitely scary, I think, for Kunimitsu, because, like, yeah, her approaches, if Sonic starts feeling the hop kicks, it could go down real quick. Ooh, but instead, Piri Picho is the one with the reads early, getting the low. Oh, nah, I'm gonna capitalize off the wall here. Ooh. Make count here, sends him far. Yeah, gets the Starburst as well. Wow. The flip kick for the low crush? I do not see that option often. I don't know.
That is so unfortunate. Everything went wrong, and he ate all kind of combos. Everything hit in the back. Lumbago mania combos here. This was mad.
And the knee actually looking like a low crush there as well. Some good stuff. Good rebound from Pity though. Whoa. Stayed on the ground the whole time. Don't want nothing to do with that. Nice. Starburst released. Yeah, wall break as well. That's going to be enough damage with the follow-up. Send Sonic tying up the first game.
Man, what a round.
Yo. Both players trying for that opening round gamut with Peter Picho, the one that comes out on top. Nice tech throw. Ooh, the orbital. If she just did that a few frames. Bro, that's what he was looking for. He just did it too quick.
Oh, man. Thinking of adapting too early, huh?
Yeah. Just barely. Ooh, the
running
run.
knee, 2 in a row.
Yeah, it looks like she's ducking, trying to look for that running too.
Oh, nice with punish on the twin pistons. No, doesn't get the combo. And again, the low. Killing Kunis from day one.
Yeah.
That slide, just getting everyone killed. All right, so 2 rounds up now. Sonic bringing it back. Oh, and the camera angle made that really hard to see.
Oh,
parry.
Already at the wall, it's gonna be some good damage off the low parry as well. Some harassment. And then, yeah, they're running forward, bro.
Yep. Oh, using the stance to close down Setsunogake. Dashes in.
The double
chops him up on the floor. Side step 4.
Trying to launch him, can't find it though.
That's that rage available. Oh, and that's gonna be it. No, the wall saves him.
Oh, but not
for long.
Oh, look at that. We're a couple of commentators, aren't we? Look at that. You owe me a soda there, Ryan.
But not for long. Oh my goodness me. Commentators curse. Did we curse him? Was that awful?
No. I'm never taking the blame.
Yeah. Accountability for who? What? No. So yeah, first game to Sonic. Yeah. I don't know. I just think from a damage perspective, it's so uphill for Kunimitsu. Just like it's just windy haymakers from Sonic, you know, like and it works. Like it's good, but I don't know, man. It's tricky. It's tricky. I'm not sure she has enough.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I think that's a good analysis of the situation. She really does feel outdamaged, just outgunned. You can see that big combo there, and just in general, man, that was a great pickup. But like the Starburst
This was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, it really felt like it was because of that wonky pickup that ended up just kind of trying to follow it up, and the way she rolled ended up giving him the back.
Everything in the back. That was mad.
You talked about it, right? Going relying on the slide a little bit too much. That security blanket.
Don't do that slide.
And you know, I say that he was relying on it too much, but it really wasn't even that, right? It was just a good read by Sonic. It wasn't like he had been abusing the move before.
What happened here? He was about to win. Oh man. Oh, the down one. So unfortunate, man.
That was just really unfortunate.
Yeah,
just running right into it. Like, you hate to see it happen. But I think, you know, throwing out some of those normals in anticipation for Kunimitsu dashing up in your face. We kind of saw that movement from Piripicho a couple of times over throughout the round. So we're starting to see a little bit of hesitation here from Piripicho. We might see some hesitation here from Piripicho, excuse me. But we'll see how it plays out.
Indeed, he doesn't have the option of a character switch. Indeed, this is a team battle, best of 3. Got to ride through that Kunimitsu. We have no walls though. He's got a bit more space to work with here. Maybe that can help him. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, they're running 4-3, whatever it is, the knee from Claudio. Also catching her ducking, right? That running 2, the running 4. So the running 2 nets him like quite a reward usually. So she's kind of ducking that. But I mean, he's just been reliably going with the 4.
Yeah. And of course, you can mix up with that 2, you know, to keep it mixed up. Like obviously the 2 is high, but then you know, condition them to duck and eat the knee. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mind game there at long range. Oh, looking for the kunai. He did get up though. He was trying to get it in the back. I think it would have been guaranteed.
And like that period, kind of like sidewalking at that point from that distance.
Nice block. Yeah. Nice reaction there. Blocks a second hit. That would have been the game if he. Well, it would have been the round if he didn't block that.
Exactly. Second hit launches, but it is blockable even after the first hit connects.
Yep.
Nice duck. That was the running 2, but no punish, bro. Oh. She has been ducking every run normal. That's unfortunate. Ooh, sidewalk again, avoiding it.
Ouch.
Dude, so much damage on the back.
That was sick. It's a rage drive. Oh no, don't tell me.
Slaps him down.
Not like this. Oh.
What? I was surprised. I thought Claudio was the one that was going to win that slow-mo. Picho, nice. Again, I like him going with that answer instead. Just sidewalking.
What?
Oh, into the Frankensteiner.
Clip that. That's got to be the quickest round of the tournament today. That has got to be clipped that round. How quick was that round? That was ridiculous.
I don't think we got out of the 50-second marker. I'm pretty sure.
That was ridiculous. He literally stepped one move, did a full string in the back, got 3 ground moves and a throw. See you later. Like, what?
That was a quick way to tie up the set. 100%.
That was rapid.
So what happened? Like, that's what
I don't know what he whiffed,
like,
but she was... I don't know what he whiffed, but she was round him in a flash.
That was ridiculous. Like, I don't understand what had gone through Peter Picho's head, but it was enough to pretty much confuse Sensonic.
That was mad. I need to see that again. Luckily, we got the great guys on production with the replay for us, and that was that sick block there where he got the second hit and the punish. And that was a great example of the sidestep. Look at the life. Look at that.
I was going to say, that's what really felt different to me in the second game was the sidestepping and sidewalking game from Pity Picho.
Definitely.
Oh.
The low. I cannot believe that. I thought it was going to connect for Claudio, man. But
And
yeah,
here we see that, yeah, he missed 1 forward for 2, and that was that 1, 2,
That was
3, sit down, and then a throw. And that was it. Thanks for playing.
2 seconds, bro.
Insert coin, continue. Like, that was crazy. Just in seconds, 52 seconds, 7-second round. Absolutely phenomenal. That is scary. If you know that your opponent just needs to step 1 move and you're done, like, that's quite scary.
Oh, yeah.
Your whole bar, like, what? I'm dead? Like, what? Yeah.
Oh,
that was,
wow. And we got another Infinite
crazy.
Stage 2 on the random Arctic Snowfall. So this is going to be right back in Pity Picho's wheelhouse, considering that last round.
That was random too. Like, he didn't pick that, so that's just
exactly
bad luck right there. So yeah, all right, Pity Picho, tearing him up like that. Okay, I see what it is.
Yeah, and if they have that freedom to, I guess, sidewalk, sidestep, move a little bit more, it's tougher for Claudio to really put him in that, like, running 3 or running 4, running 2 mind game and just kind of close the distance. So, see if he adjusts the game plan here. Oh,
I was just going to see if he starts up with that same 4-4-2 again. I was like, he's not going to do that again. He's probably not going to do that ever again in any second game.
Retire on that move. Oh, my goodness, bro. It's scary.
There it is. One sidestep. Oh. He's chipping him away. Gets the break now.
Throwaway with Sensonic.
There it is.
Looking a little timid, honestly.
Yeah, he's been affected by that, man. He lost a round in 7 seconds. You got to cut the guy some slack. We got to give him a break right here.
I would be timid too. I can't talk.
Oh, hop kick. He had the Stardust activation, but he doesn't get to use it.
Oh no, the lonely starburst. Now Peter Picho again picking up right where he left off.
Yeah. Nice low parry. Saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Straight into the damage.
Blowing out nice. The Frankensteiner again.
No break on the throw. Oh, unlucky. That was a nice sidestep. Couldn't get the hop kick, unfortunately.
Kunimitsu, the movement is so quick.
That round from Pity Picho seems to have powered him up. He just seems a lot more confident now in his move selection.
Good throw.
Look at this. Just really dominant.
Yeah, dominant is the way to put it. Definitely looks in control of the neutral entirely. Whoa. I don't know what that neutral jump was about. It was a hard read on something, I think.
No, I think that was a missed input. He tried to sidewalk. Up.
Oh, you're right.
Jumping up by accident. Yeah. All right, so look, he's trying to do it now. He's trying to get around. He's trying to get around some moves that are linear and get some damage for himself. But there's a nice slide combo.
Yeah, these infinite stages, man. Just so much room for Kunimitsu to work.
He's feeling himself now, man. He's going to build a snowman after this round.
Oh, the block of the low again.
Oh, but there's the hop kick. The move that this man needs. Oh, wow. He lulled him into a false sense of security, made him feel like he had some kind of advantage, made him run into the War Rising 3 and closed it out. Really nicely done from Pity Picho, man. That was great. I mean, at the end of the first game on Jungle Outpost, we were like, how's he going to win this? He hasn't got any damage. He's outpowered. This is terrible. This is a 7-3 matchup. But like now, he really turned it around. And I think it was that 1 round range. It was that round where he got like that 7-second clean clock finish.
Yeah.
Where he just, after that, it was just a different matchup.
It was just one sidestep. That's all Kunimitsu needed, pretty much, to net, what was that, like 85% damage?
Yeah. All I need is one sidestep. Not classic.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the one mic, right? Yeah.
Man, that was scary. I mean, and Sonic, you could see he was a little bit timid after that. There was, he kind of turned away from being this pitbull and just became way more docile, and yeah. And with good reason, for good reason as well, And
Kunimitsu got way more comfortable too when he wasn't sidestepping or sidewalking the running moves. He was just blocking them now. He was like, I'm not going to even risk ducking. You can have your plus frames at the knee or whatever. Like, he was like, I am in control.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit too comfortable at the end there. Like, even that down forward one, the way he placed it, like, it was a little bit too comfortable.
Yeah, and I really liked this last round too, because this was a real villainous plan. Like you said, he lulled him into a false sense of security, getting hit by the hop kick, letting him starburst, and then it's like, all right, yeah, you're gonna come in, you got starburst, you want to do something big.
Because it's also that awareness of he needs the damage right now. Like, he can't afford to give up this opportunity. He needs the damage. He's gonna come in. He's gonna give me what I need. Boom, counter hit. And then you close it.
Perfect stuff.
Great match.
Yeah, overall, it's such a great match to behold, honestly. Seeing Peter Pichu pretty much make it all the way back, considering what had happened in the first game between the two and making those kind of adaptations. Off the bat, I feel like game 2 had to be the highlight of him pretty much making the reads and making the callouts. Like, I feel like I've got you downloaded. I got to make sure I install my fiber internet and make sure everything is up to date and make sure that I have everything ready for this download and to play online. But yeah, all jokes aside, that Kunimitsu coming into fruition, I feel like, a little bit short coming in from the Claudio from Sonic, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. And speaking of crumbling, I gotta say, Joe Crush has been absolutely crushed going into the next match, right? We see his name grayed out. It is going to be an automatic victory for Joey Fury, crushing the dreams of the other Joes in his way. But it's going to be Moi Kusanagi going to be bearing it down or holding it down for the entirety of the team. Let's see if she has what it takes to take down the 4 remaining members, the Elite 4 left over for Team Joey Fury.
Well, she started strong. I mean, she's playing very aggressively. So, I don't know, man. It could happen.
I know she's a black belt, bro, but this is a lot to put on her shoulders. I hope if this happens, they pay her chiropractor bill, bro, because they're all getting put on the back right now. Gonna have to start with Smile With Me as well. We'll see if she's got what it takes to take down the Lee, who was looking very strong, honestly. I was really impressed with Smile With Me's play.
Yeah, definitely. Really, really strong. Really confident reads as well, like with the parry against the wall to turn the tide, and then jump, like the wall jump and then the backwards hop kick, like just really putting on a fireworks display, just everything out there in full flow and blossom. I mean, I kind of like the underdog story here. What would it look like if one player beat 4 players? I like that story. I want to entertain that idea for a little bit. So
she better be nominated as captain for the next event.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think she should just get onto whatever team she wants to be on. Like, there should be no conversation.
If she wins right now, she gets the entirety of the $1,000, and she gets every single arcade stick that's given to the team sent to her place, no matter what.
Yeah, I totally agree. No, this could be really cool. I'm up for this, man. I mean, it's going to be Smile With Me taking on Moi Kusanagi. She's going to be taking on Smile With Me first, so I want to see how this is going to go down, but she looked like she was carrying in some heavy momentum in that first set on Violet System. So let's see if it's going to continue here. This could be super, super hype, man. What a finale if we could come down and have it come down to a 1v1 affair,
I thought we were going to see that with Ali Yoon, man. I really did in the EU Guilty Gear Strive. I thought he was going to bring it back to make a last game, but hopefully
the chaos wasn't happy enough. The chaos wasn't happy enough. That's what it was, That's what
when the Yuki, when he's on the other side, it's all despair chaos, no happy chaos for him.
Unhappy chaos, That's all right. So here we go, man. If there was ever a job cut out for someone, it is on Moi Kusanagi's side right now. 4 live and kicking team members on Joey Fury's team, ready to do some damage here against the one sole surviving member from Bin Chang's team in Kusanagi. She has won her first game, and she's got to win 4 more if she's going to see any kind of victory here today for the team.
And she was looking for that wall bounce kick. I'm not sure what the input is with Horong a couple of times. And we're on Howard Estate, so she might be fishing for that a little bit more.
And look at the aggression out the gate. Look at this. We're not even spending time adapting.
Yeah, you don't got time. You don't got mental energy to waste, right? I'm trying to eliminate as many people as quickly as possible.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I've got dinner plans out here. trying to get to these foods. Trying to get to these food tables.
Look at this. Oh, actually throws him out of it.
Okay, nice whip punish.
There's what I was talking about. Gets the wall break on it. At this point, yeah,
no! Oh, that could be it, you know.
Oh, it is.
Oh my, no!
God. But it would be holding on to the round, boy. Kusanagi, that could have been disastrous.
The gods of Tekken were smiling on Kusanagi that round.
That was one of those that I think would have been a lot of mental damage. You thought you were off axis.
Oh man, and everything's working out now. Look at this damage.
What? Great block at the low, but still, yeah, such a long way to go at this point. Boy, overwhelming her opponent.
Crazy.
They've been both looking for the big roundhouses.
Oh, they're off there. Okay.
Spring kick. Now we're trying to get aggressive on Smile with me side. Tired of blocking. But it looks like he's picking the wrong moments. Yeah, beautiful.
Let brother play.
You saw it at the end, right? He was trying to force his turn. He was trying to force his turn. He was like, I want to play. Man, I'm tired of just being at this wall trying to sidestep, avoid everything.
Not allowed. The match was won entirely on that first round clutch. That round told the entire story, because after that it was just one-way traffic, wasn't it? So I think that the end of that one round where, you know, there was that clutch rage drive combo. We're gonna see the end of that here now. You know, where Smile With Me was biding his time, waiting for that one opening. You see he has a slither of health, and then he gets a clutch combo here, rage drive, and then you see him follow up for the punish. But the wall saves her, and then the 1-2 jabs, and that was it. You know, and after that round, that was kind of it for Smile With Me. He didn't really get a look in at the rest of the game. He didn't get a whiff of the rest of the game at all. You know, he was just on the receiving end the whole time. Look at this. Just look at the onslaught right here.
Yeah, I didn't know she could like bound like that so late.
Down. This is like you came home late. You knew you were meant to be back from the club. Like you're just getting some beats now after you get back. Like that. Why? Why is this happening? Oh my goodness me. And then final round, it was more of the same. You know, look, picked up off the floor, scooped up like Haagen-Dazs, and then taken to the other wall just for a bit of fun. And then closes it out. Down back 3. Yeah, it was just easy pickings at that point. Crazy, crazy stuff, man. Moi Kusanagi, I think she understands the mission.
Oh yeah,
I think she understands the mission.
And she's speaking such good ranges. Go ahead.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, trying to pick the spots towards the aggression and actually picking apart Smile With Me the way that she did was exactly what Rinji just said, right? Really picking out the perfect spots to initiate her offense. There was a close call in that previous round, was the second to last round, but other than that, the aggression and offense has been paying off in spades.
Yeah, you saw at the end of that last round, right, where like she put that pressure sequence, the 2-hit block string on him as he woke up and blocked both of them, but it left her at a range where that stand 1 that he tried to poke back with whiffed, and she just whiff punished it with the normal that she followed up with. So she's been doing that a lot, where she's leaving Ho-Rong at perfect ranges to really take advantage of what Smile With Me wants to do back.
I love this stage, man. Vermilion Gates, great soundtrack. Nice color. I love the colors. All right, we're just seeing more and more aggression. It's just look at the oh my gosh, the life depletion. Oh gosh.
Yeah, the wall hit really, bringing it home on that power crush. Nice.
Okay. Interruption.
Yeah, this is really good stuff from Smile With Me. Looking a little bit more aggressive. Not gonna let Moi start her game up, but just like that, the game has started. What?
Oh, underneath the trip.
I cannot believe
into the rage art. Yep. Don't think that's gonna kill though, but it's close.
Life support?
Close.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. One more mix up. Went mid, but blocked it. Oh wow! But the mid and then moving back gave him a bit of space to make that whiff.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect spacing again.
Smile With Me. Okay.
And this is very important given the position that Moi is in, right? We talked about it. She's got to win as quickly as possible because she's got a lot of opponents. You got to save up that mental energy.
This is
Oh, Smile with me.
Oh,
yeah.
no, he missed the 4-4-3. He needed that damage as well.
Well, Mans was getting close to being 10-stringed right there. I'm glad he responded.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, gets around finally. Gets a round back. Saves his life.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, with it. Oh,
Nice. That was sick. And again, another mistake. Really unfortunate. Some great launches as well.
Yeah, if you're Smile with me, even if you take this L in this match, right? Oh no, he's not looking for that, but the launch not capitalized off fully. Either way, gets the wall bounce here. Could be death,
Man,
not just yet.
We have a real match, ladies and gents. This is turning up now. Looked like it was going to be a whitewash, but Smile with me is finding the opening. So look at this.
Yeah, 5 rounds in too, right? That's when he really started responding. Sometimes it takes that long, but give a couple of reads to Moi Kusanagi as well.
And he missed the 4-4-3. What?
That was so weird.
That's the weirdest interaction I've seen.
Block him
No
alone?
follow-up. Oh, and that's it. Goes low. And Smile with me gets flattened here 2-0 by Moi Kusanagi, who stays alive here in this team battle. Looking good.
That is 2 bodies down for Moi Kusanagi. She needs 3 more, including the team captain, right? She took down Shadower herself. Smile with me now, another victim on the board. Pit Viper should be up next, but it's going to be, again, going towards... I feel like the momentum of Moi Kusanagi, the way that she's been playing, take a look at the replay and how aggressive she was at the start. Again, this is in game number 2, but still the crush.
Crazy crush to open that first, close that first round.
Oh, the trip as well. Yeah, I couldn't believe that he actually dodged.
Great dart. Yep.
Put him on life support here, and then pretty much just cleaned it up at the wall. Very
That's a
tough to get
low.
out of the situation.
Oh yeah, the whiff. Yeah. Into the low. That's
Again,
quite
right?
smart.
Just putting something safe, and then kind of left it at an axis where Lee was just whiffing on the response.
I mean, then Smile with me really gave her a run for her money, right? Like the way he just stepped it up, and it wasn't just the he got some launches, but the reads were really deliberate as well. Like he had specific reads on what she wanted to do.
Like earlier in this round in this replay, like he dropped a big launch, right? And it was unfortunate.
Yeah, that could have been the game, and you just unfortunately don't get that many opportunities at this level. So yeah, Moi Kusanagi stays alive here for the team, fighting fit and defeats Smile with me. So now it's a 3 versus 1 affair here. Pit Viper is going to be stepping up next versus the sole survivor of Team Binchang.
And Pit Viper, of course, showed out, was able to take down Binchang. And remember, Binchang is not just the captain of the team, but Binchang is the Tekken Online Challenge North America champion, fam. Like, he is at the top of this region right now. So that is a huge W for Pit Viper. It should do wonders for her confidence going up against Moi Kusanagi, who she's the only one that's put bodies and bags on her team, so she'd be feeling confident as well.
Yep. Wow, this is going to be interesting. Both players... both very aggressive, right? We've seen Binchang not able to press buttons for 20 seconds, just blocking and waiting. Right? I don't know what to expect here. I mean, Lucky Chloe forever very evasive. That could cause headache for Horang. He's got a lot of he's got a lot of strings. He's got a lot of interrupt me now, please moves. So I think it's going to be about timing. It's going to be about aggression. It's going to be about clutch factor, and it's going to be about who can close it out. You might get these big openings, but we've seen earlier today like a lot of great launches, no follow up. A lot of great punishes, no max damage, no optimization and stuff like that. So but Kusanagi, she's riding some strong momentum right now. She's really, riding tall on that.
To me, what I'm most interested in when it comes to this character matchup is like what range they're going to be looking at to start their offense. Because I feel like both of them kind of have a longer range than the average Tekken character. Horong, obviously, like starting his strings a little bit earlier, that propel him forward and then kind of mixing up from there. And then we've seen Lucky Chloe kind of do the same thing, right? The breakdancing catches people off a little bit off guard from that distance, as well as the rolls. We've seen her double roll to condition people early, only to go single roll and counter hit them later. So yeah, I'm very interested in seeing how like the outside of normal range gets going with these two, Horong and Lucky Chloe.
especially for Horang as well, because he wants to be far enough away that he can start a string safely, but he doesn't want to be too close that he gets counter hit when he's trying to start something, right? You don't want to be too far that when you start, it gets intercepted and gets high crush. So I think that it's really imperative to start at the right timing and as well the right distance, which is not going to be that easy against a mobile opponent such as Lucky Chloe. So yeah, going to be interesting. Let's see what happens here. I don't know, but I think I like Lucky Chloe for round 1.
Okay, I think that's usually a safe bet.
Clutch. It's going to be clutch. It's going to be clutch.
Ooh. Momoy Kusanagi 2 down already. Looking for the side steps nice and early. Ooh, and the launch.
Boots.
Man, that is a lot of
This
damage,
is a beating. Wow, and gets the launch underneath.
Okay.
Nicely placed. Manages to get some space back away from the wall.
And honestly, nice damage management from Momoy Kusanagi, keeping Pit Viper just outside of her rage. Now puts her in it though. Oh, the low parry! What a clutch time to do it! Has the rage behind her, but she's saving it for now. No, gonna spin it at the wall.
I told you the round was going to be close and it was going to be
You
clutch.
did! Then felt it in his bones. Oh my god!
What did I tell you? The first round's going to be close. What did I tell you? I got the reads, bro. I got the reads.
What's in that afro, fam? You got a crystal ball in there? What's going on?
Some expired sweets, bro. You don't want to know. All right, so gets the second combo here. This is looking good. Pit Viper now looking really, really strong here in round number 2.
Oracle.
Oh,
Oh no!
expired sweets. Where do I get these things from? Okay. Oh, man. And Momoy Kusanagi, really unfortunate there on that exchange.
You guys got good sweets out there. Oh, especially in Germany,
Yeah,
actually. I was thinking about the UK, but I forgot. Yeah, especially in Germany.
Germany got some stuff too. Yeah, the UK got some killer sweets, man.
Yeah, shout out to Logan, always bringing them over.
Russian sweets.
He brings us Americans and then brags about how much better it is. Oh,
Interruption. Nice.
And Kusanagi doing a good job holding on to this life. See if she can keep this momentum going and kind of getting a rhythm of Pit Viper's offense. Oh, but just as I say that, makes her whip and then punishes her heavily.
Went so high.
Look, she's counting on you, bro. Sesame Street? Taking you to Sesame Street with
Yo,
this,
we got
bro?
the count in the house? Damn.
Oh my goodness. The Tootsie Pop Owl can't even count that high, bro. He only counts to 3.
That was crazy. 1-0, man. Kusanagi definitely got a lot to play for right now. I mean, I did like the momentum in that last set, but it looked like it all got simmered down here by Pit Viper, who's definitely still riding high off that win over Binchang.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Pit Viper looking like a monster out here. As we take a look at the replay, remember, she has over a year's worth of attending offline events, so if you are unfamiliar, she's going to put you on notice real quick.
Yeah. And there was that clutch low parry. Nice combo off that as well. Over to the wall, into the rage art.
Yeah, so good, right? Just pretty much put her on a guess for game scenario here. And once again, she's gone to this so many times. Just that awkward distance into the sidewalk, into the breakdance, dude.
Yeah.
That breakdance has closed out so many rounds for her, but the sidestep and the sidewalking is what really set it up.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you saw some of the really confident reads coming into play here. Maybe a little bit of a character knowledge deficiency on the side of Momoy Kusanagi here, you know, or maybe the matchup specifically. But man, it's looking pretty rough right now.
That was ridiculous right there, that launch.
Crazy. Look at the
My
life.
God, she is just going in.
The chunks off the bar, man. That was like Baby Ruth combo chunks off the bar. That was mad. Just some wild, chunky, succulent pieces coming off your bar.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry right now, man? I'll get something sent over to you, bro.
I might be a little bit hungry, guys.
I got you, man.
You know, I need some snacks. All right,
I'll send you a nice little package.
Ryan is on
you for
point
snacks,
though, bro. Baby Ruth is one of the chunkiest candy bars in existence, son. Like,
it is, right? I kind of look at the Jack 7 Lucky Chloe matchup like the Baby Ruth versus like Milk Duds or something, you know, like
Milk
that's the chocolate matchup.
oh man,
All right, so we got the chocolate tier list out here, guys. The US chocolate tier list. Ooh, fighting back. Okay,
Nice.
gets the launch by the wall, follows up.
You gotta get this man a
Mad
care
damage.
package.
The Hershey's care package. I'll do. Ooh!
Wait a minute, boy, Kusanagi, bring this back. Not quite.
And Pit Viper, she's just too smart. She knows when to duck the highs and get the punish, like, and that's a lot of damage you lose off that as well. And it just means that, you know, Kusanagi, she doesn't have the same freedom she's used to having.
She's starting to dance again. Whoa, the roll ducking. Wow, the power crush actually just catching her. Again!
There's so much space to interrupt the strings, man. It looks so hard for Kusanagi.
Yeah, that backswing blow, I did not take that into account whatsoever.
Nice! That was a sick whiff punish.
Cool. To the wall, we're rolling
Carry
forward.
here. To the race drive. Okay.
Oh,
we pressed the
pressed
button.
something.
Oh, no.
Oh, perfect stuff from Pit Viper again, responding in kind, puts herself on, you know, exhibition point.
Here we go to take it for the team here. Pit Viper takes down the captain, looking to get the trimmings as well at the end here.
Boy, he tried to sidestep at the beginning of Sushi and just did not prevail.
Interruption. Oh my gosh.
Again, bro, the break dancing, trying for the spring kick at the end. Whoa!
Last chance to dance here for Kusanagi. Can she do it? Can she bring it back? Oh,
no.
unlucky. Really,
That was-
really unlucky.
One Hail Mary connected right before that, though, right? Like the jump up, whatever that button was to low crush, that was
Yeah,
magnificent
up
in
and
itself. She
Yeah,
needed one more
yeah.
of those.
Yeah, something like that over to the wall into like a rager or something big, you know.
Yeah.
But man, great stuff. I mean, shout out to Kusanagi. She did her
Yeah.
thing, you know, like that was a really, really impressive performance. Didn't work out all the way at the end, but man, definitely no slouches on either team. You know, it was a hard fought battle on both sides. Unfortunately, of course, we had, you know, Joe drop out there, but man, it was epic battle either way, you know, to both teams.
Yeah, we started to see the glimpse of brilliance coming in from Roy Kusanagi for the most part, but then Pit Viper just coming in and stomping, not even just in this matchup, but just in the competition overall, really dampening the spirit of Team Binchang by actually eliminating the team captain, right? So Pit Viper, as you mentioned it earlier, just riding on that high, decimating the competition for the entirety of this team tournament. Pretty much, I would say she was the MVP for Team Joy Fury.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Definitely.
MVP, 100% right. Took down the captain and then took down the only person that took down one of her teammates. So, yeah, I definitely give her the most props today.
Yeah, so yeah, no, so I mean, you know, Kusanagi beat two members of that team, so, you know, shouts to her for that. So yeah, there you see, 5-2. The only player that won was actually Kusanagi for the team. Everyone else just lost. So yeah, Kusanagi MVP for her team, and then of course Pit Viper, man, beat the captain and then got the cherry on top at the end with the victory. So yeah, great stuff to her too.
Yeah, and that's not to like downplay some of the other games that happened. I really liked Peter Picho versus Sensonic as well. And like,
that was sick.
Yeah, that was a really good match. You know what I mean? Like despite Moy being the only one that brought out W's, like Bin Cheng, Divine Exorcist, and Sensonic all played really well. It was just that Team B was definitely the superior people today, right? It's just that any given Sunday of competition, they were the ones that were more on, and they took it.
Yeah, definitely. That 7-second round from Pili Picho, that was deadly, man.
Yeah.
One sidewalk into KO, like, excuse me? So, yeah, no, that was really, really nice to see. Yeah, but overall, just some great stuff all around. Like I said earlier, you know, a really good character diversity. Even though we did have three last players, it was still pretty fun. And yeah, I just really, really enjoy the different variety that people bring, even when they pick the same character, you know. So yeah, great stuff to both teams. Man, that was epic. I'm so excited. I got to see both. I'm so happy I got to see both those team bouts. You know, the Europe one and then now the NA one, and the differences in style and character choice. Really cool.
So outside of the kind of you know, character choices and the types of players that we've seen overall, this is where I actually get to ask you for your honest opinions from both of you in terms of the talent pool from EU and NA. I guess which matches excited you the most for Tekken 7? I will be asking you this for Guilty Gear, so it's just a little bit of a heads up. But for Tekken 7, in terms of the comparison between EU and NA, which one was more exciting for you both? You can be biased as you want, actually, for this one.
Okay, so
I mean, you go. If you're ready, you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready because really the standout to me personally was Xeon, just because I'm a big Armor King fan, right? So I really love Xeon just going wild up in the EU. I thought the EU team exhibition was phenomenal, to be quite honest with you. I really loved the matches all throughout, from the first one to the last one. I thought they were all super great. And yeah, just seeing Xeon go ham with the Armor King, bring out damn near every move in his move list was just really cool to see. And yeah, I really enjoyed the EU exhibition today.
Yeah, I would agree with the Xeon pick. He was really exciting to watch. Like, he just had crazy momentum, super aggressive, right? And all his throw reads, like, I think he got like a 90% win ratio on his success ratio on his throw attempts, even the big ones, So, yeah, really, really nice. I like the pacing of his gameplay as well. Super Akuma, the confidence, just to chop you on your head. I don't care what you're doing. Now I'm just gonna, like you just going all in, And I like his way of just accessing the opponent's defense. I like the way that he does that. He's very confident and he knows how he wants to infiltrate your base. He knows how he wants to get in and do a lot of damage. And when he gets that meter, I think he got every time he got a meter, he got to use it and get the big damage off of that. There were some great comebacks that were delivered from that scenario. So yeah, I enjoyed watching his games as well. Xeon, Super Akuma, and
I like Leonidas a lot too. Eddie on the
I want to
Eddie
give it to one other player. Yeah, who else was there? So Leonidas, there was Joker.
Isaac Frias did good on the
K-Top,
Kunimitsu as well.
H-Dope. Isaac Frias, there was Relinquished. Yeah, all of them were really good, actually. I think the standout ones, I think Xeon was like the standout player for me.
For sure standout player, 100%.
He was like just phenomenal, maybe because we didn't expect that. Maybe if we had expected that, it might have been different, but we just didn't know what we were going to get, and we got everything and more, So it was just
we definitely did. Yeah, I mean, the way that it played out, even for like the North American scene, we also saw a handful of action coming in unexpectedly from certain matchups and beyond. I think, overall, I think the EU was way more explosive in NA, but at the same time,
I like the DBP
it's something.
One. I'll get into that afterwards. Go ahead. I'll get into that afterwards.
Yeah, DBP, man, he played like a madman. But we also had a handful of players that were pretty wild on the NA front. In fact, seeing Team Joy Fury take it down the way that they did, being able to get that $1,000 and also the Hori peripheral for each and every one of the teammates. I do want to know, I guess, your opinion, that final thought that you had, Ryan, going into the EU team.
So, when it came down to DBP, it really looked like he might do it because, he's got the experience to do it. He's won tournaments before. He's able to handle the pressure. And some of those exchanges at the end there, when he was playing against Xeon, like they were really, really intense. And, we had that situation where we were gunning for that final game between him and the showdown with Super Akuma, right? But it wasn't to be Xeon just too strong. So I really enjoyed that whole dynamic there when it came down to the nitty gritty of both teams and who's going to do what and stuff like that.
Right.
That was very, very fun because you know how much weight these guys are carrying. You know how much pressure these guys are dealing with in real time, right? So that was very fun to be a part of and of course, commentate with you guys.
It was great to see all the talent come in from the Open Series. Again, they checked out compete.playstation.com. They've made their names through the online circuit, and you guys can do so as well as we get ready for some Guilty Gear Strive for North America. We're going to switch things up a little bit after this break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the FGC Arcade Holiday Brawl after this. Back like we never left, continuing on with the action here with FGC Arcade Holiday Brawl. My name is Vicious, back at it with Ryan Hart and Ringe to get through some Guilty Gear Strive action for North America. As you guys have been tuning in pretty much all day long, we've showcased some of the finest talents from both EU and North America. To round it up to this very moment, we have so much on the line for each and one of these, every one of these team exhibitions, with $1,000 going to the team, the winning team, as well as Hori peripherals going through to the winning team. But, you know, we also have a little bit of something for those that fall just a little short with $500. We kind of talked about that pricing and how important it is. But for the most part, it's all about that holiday spirit when it comes to the beatdowns that are delivered through each and every one of these games for the fighting game community. I got to ask you, Ringe, going into it, we have our teams already set up, locked and loaded. And as it stands right now, they can't change that. No character swaps. And it's going to be blind picks all the way through. What can we expect from these lineups?
Oh boy, okay, I was really interested in seeing how everybody was ordered. So I got some little information. Of course, this is a team tournament format, that's obvious, but I was wondering how the captains actually got to determine first pick. It turns out Hotashi and K7 played a first to two, and Hotashi was the victor. So with their first choice, they chose Razzo, which is a very sensible pick. Razzo is one of the strongest players here. They've won countless monthlies for BB Tag and Guilty Gear Strive, as well as winning PAX West offline in this game. And in general, I think Hotashi wanted to take one of the strongest players and take away another Leo from K7, right? Make sure that the Leos don't stack up too heavily. And they have a good relationship. I think Hotashi and Razzo both traveled to Red Bull Kumite, got a lot of experience together against the international talent. Very smart choice. And then to round it out, we got Temple Nut, very good Giovanna, right? And Giovanna, a little bit of an endangered species nowadays. A lot of people have dropped her, even though she's quite good. We've seen Days doing work with her, as well as a couple of international players that have really shown that Giovanna still has potential to win any and every tournament she enters. Boyka, rocking the Kai Kisuke, right? A very stable, solid character. I think it's always good to have a Kai Kisuke on your team. Can kind of maybe shut down some of the more wild players if you get the luck of the draw, and just in general will frustrate people that want to play a little bit too fast so they can perhaps slow it down. And then Nagori Yuki for Nyx, right? Oh, rounding it out. 187, you know what he's about. He's about that violence. He plays Nagori Yuki for a reason. So he's going to be coming for Proto J to start off. Proto J, of course, replacing Jiroku Daisa, which breaks my heart because Jiroku is a Zato player, but replaced with Kai Kisuke, which I talked about again, is very good in a team tournament environment, especially against Nagori Yuki. I think he actually can fight this character decently well. Vagabond, of course, we've already touched on Nagori Yuki, and a strong player in his own right, so he's going to be bringing stuff to the table. DG Phantom, we've seen some Ramlethal already today put in work. Jan in H-Town, I believe, was the first pick for K7 once he was able to choose his own team, and I believe Jan is pretty much the second strongest from the pool after Razzo, and just a dominant grappler player for years. I think has the argument to be the best grappler player ever in North America across the fighting game community knowledge that I have, at least. And of course, K7 rounding it out, coming off that CEO 2021 victory offline, has won countless tournaments online, won the first ICFC season for Guilty Gear Strive, and I believe they also won another offline tournament if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, K7 I think has been the premier players in North America for this game, whether it's online, offline, and I consider him the best Leo in the world.
From what it looks like for Show-Off's accolades, you got first at CEO, first at Summer Jam this year, first at Frosty Faustings last year, second at NEC this year, and is also an MK11 Pro Competition finalist. This guy is actually insane.
Ridiculous stuff, right? And Hotashi, of course, winning the North America first, or getting first place in EVO Online for North America. Got second at CEO Otaku, did great at a bunch of tournaments. But we are going to start with Nyx 187 and Proto J. So let's take a look at some of their accolades, shall we? Of course, Nyx going to be bringing out some stuff with that Nagori Yuki, 39 years old. He is definitely a veteran of the scene, has said he's been experiencing tournaments for 20 years. So he is definitely going to be well versed in this type of environment, and we'll see how his opponent kind of responds to that, right? I think Proto J, on the other hand, and kind of coming in early, we'll see how he goes, considering he's a replacement. Right now, Nyx is 5-0, so you definitely want to knock him off that high horse if you're Proto J, who has gotten a couple of good placings, right? 9th at Traces of Snow, number 4 17th and TNS number 17. So they've been kind of on the rise as well. They said that they've been kind of burned out from entering so many tournaments, but they're trying to enter more now. So this is a great place to start being into this team environment, kind of have the camaraderie of your teammates at your side to build you up and kind of coach you through some of the more frustrating moments perhaps. And their comment that they gave said that they definitely make the best anime music playlist, which, wow, I know a lot of people that will have an issue with that. But, you know, today it's all about the skills, not about the playlist building.
Yeah, definitely. And then, of course, you see, you know, Nix187 says that he hasn't actually performed and won a major. He's won a lot of local events, you know, he's won a lot of local events, but hasn't won like a major competition. So there's a genuine hunger there to prove himself. You know, there's a genuine hunger there to step up to the plate when it matters. And what better situation than a team battle like this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely a lot to prove here in this matchup.
Yeah, and they said they've been playing Guilty Gear since XX as well. So it's interesting. I like when players like that who have legacy experience play one of the new characters, right? The Goriyuki's never been in a Guilty Gear game before. So it really shows me that they're not just kind of resting on their laurels. I think a lot of the time people get bogged down and want to play the character that they've always played, even though it's kind of different and they don't really like it anymore, but they kind of force themselves to do it anyway. I like to see players that have veteran experience not doing that. They're like, we will get with the time and make sure that I play what gives me the best chance to win or what's just most fun for me in this game, even if it's not the traditional character that I used to play.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Kind of a little stray from the topic at hand, you know, going into how long certain players have played previous Guilty Gear titles, does that ever like fully translate? If you were to actually play, you know, a returning character that you've had experience with, like say Kai Kisuke or even like Soul Bad Guy, does that, how well does that translate going into something like Guilty Gear Strive? Like how similar is like the current moveset? I feel like that kind of depends on the character, right? Like if whether or not they've been transformed or like reimagined or
exactly. If the wheel's been reinvented, then yeah, I feel like that's the case. But I think Arc Systems do a good job of kind of making sure that everyone can follow each game as it comes out. Every iteration has something that can pull you through from the one before, you know? So I feel like Guilty Gear Strive, you know, if you're coming in as a Soul Bad Guy main, right, everything's going to feel familiar. Everything's going to be as it was. There's going to be some changes, but it's not too far away from what you know. So there's enough there that's allowing you to stay with it, but enough new stuff that it's still fresh and not old and boring, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree that Strive is one of the biggest departures from the traditional Guilty Gear style of game that we've seen so far. But to me, it still scratches a lot of those same itches. And as a Zato player in older games and a Zato player now, he's different, but I still get the satisfaction that I've always gotten from playing him, right? So I think that is kind of how it goes with a lot of the characters. And I'm not really sure who Nix used to play. Maybe they used to play a character that's not even in the game yet. Maybe they're going to drop the Goriyuki like hot garbage when Baiken comes out. Who knows? You know, we'll definitely find out. But right now they're making the most of the Nagoriyuki. And yeah, I mean, we've heard like Tasty Steve kind of lament some of the like having older Guilty Gear habits in this game doesn't really translate as well, right? So it does help like people that kind of try to let some of that baggage go, right? I think a lot of people try to take in like emotional baggage when it comes to sequels for games, and you kind of have to let that fall by the wayside if you really want to flourish, I think, in the modern times.
Oh yeah, definitely. It can be tricky though. You know, if it's something that you really enjoyed using in an older game, if it's something that was something that made you effective as a player as well, and that you no longer have access to that advantage, it can feel like, you know, these changes are kind of like personal nerves. Players take them personally. Like, why is this happening? Why can't I exercise my style like this? Why can't I, you know, why can't I do that strat anymore and stuff like that? So yeah, but like I was saying, it's very, very different, of course, but they do a good job of giving you enough so that it does have that fresh, that familiar scent, has that familiarity, and you can get back into it and like, I know this, I understand what this is. But yes, you may have to kind of drop some of those old habits, as it were, and kind of just adapt to what's required now, you know, and that's sometimes the hardest thing for players to do.
Yeah, I mean, instant blocking, I think, is a very obvious change, right? It's been like completely different in this game than it was in older games, right? 8-frame window in the older games, reduced the block stun when you did it. Now it's a 2-frame window, doesn't reduce block stun, but pushes the opponent back, or doesn't push the opponent back at all. It keeps them close. So because of that, you know, sometimes when you're looking to do things that you would in older games, they don't quite play out the same way. However, I think we've had enough time now. The game's been out for a good 6 months that a lot of people have adjusted and really have brought their A game to Strive. So let's see how this sword battle goes between the first king and the second vampire.
All right, let's jump into this one. Nagoriyuki, we've seen a lot of him in the EU set that we saw earlier today. So yeah, no change there. Oh, but our first Kai, we didn't get any of him earlier, did we?
No, definitely not. And EU's got a couple of strong Kais, but they just were not in the exhibition today. Shout out to Ski.
Oh, the command grab, not wasting any time getting in.
Yeah, most definitely. Oh, and you can see, and that's just the game that Nagoriyuki likes to play. Because he can cancel specials into specials, he would just sit there and wait and delay his special and catch you pressing a button. But nice job from Proto J coming in early with the 6H, and now, yes, fully charged does punish. That is an optimal way to deal with the blood pop.
Oh, man, look at that. That life just depleted there.
Oh, no, the Stun Dipper actually getting caught by the projectile. Yep, RC to keep the pressure going. Look at that wrist gauge. Any hit. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Just chugging him because of that. No, actually, it was too far, and he wasn't prepared for a punish on that full S sequence.
There it is.
Still very scary.
Proto J.
Yeah, I think Kai can fight this decently well. Like in the mid range, before the blood gauge gets a little bit too high, he's got good normals. You can see perfect evasion of that projectile. Actually,
that was sick. Yeah. Oh man, so fast.
Yeah.
Teleporting into command grab catches everyone off guard.
Nice. I like that from Proto J, challenging with a DP of his own. But no, the command throw is just coming in hot. They try to walk forward and catch him flinching. Did catch him flinching on the 6K after the close S. Nice. Stun Dipper gets the punish. Was confident that he wasn't going to cancel because he would have popped on another special.
Puts him in the corner now. Tries to go to work. Oh man, the access denied.
Yeah, so the H normals for Nagoriyuki do chip. You gotta be careful of that. So yeah, even though you don't normally have to FD normals to avoid chip, you do in Nagoriyuki's heavy specials, and that was an errant burst. Stun Dipper 5-frame low half screen special, you know, just do it. You know, putting the shock state on him as well. Wow, the late air dash. Nice. Good reactions from Nyx though.
Yeah.
Trying to swipe, has that level 2 blood, long distance on this. Ooh, yeah, the air block, that's gonna force him to block in advantage. Nice double 5H. Yeah, you can see the delays on both sides right now, trying to get each other flinching, but they are doing a great job not biting. Oh, just as I see that though, and he waits, he tried to bait the burst, but instead Nyx does not give it to him. Veteran defense right there. Oh, but just as I say that, he wasn't keeping an eye on the blood, but no punish with the burst this time. Yeah, he wanted to avoid the burst with a throw. Oh, using the 6P to avoid it, the upper body interval, that was almost so good.
That was really good. Hard fought battle right there, man. A lot of patience on both sides, you know, really biding their time, waiting for the opening to come. That was really nice stuff.
Yeah, I really liked the throw punish on the blood pop right there, because if you charge dust there, then he's gonna burst immediately in the air, and you can punish that, like bait it out and punish it during the launch charge dust combo, but it's hard and not a lot of people have labbed it. So I like him just going with the throw right there. That's guaranteed damage. RC afterwards didn't bait the burst, but still that was very safe. That
was nice. Yeah. Great awareness, right? You know, you had that ready to go. Like it was something he like worked on maybe, but yeah, that was cool.
Some good stuff, yeah. The Kai.
I was going to ask you kind of a little bit of a matchup check in terms of like Nagoriyuki versus Kai Kisuke, right? We talked about Nagoriyuki being able to kind of be that space control monster that he is 3/4 of the screen, but I feel like Kai Kisuke definitely has the tools inbound to check Nagoriyuki as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think his normals are really decent in the matchup, like far as 6H that he's been trying a couple of times. But in addition to that, his specials, the Stun Dipper being 5 frames, being a low and going so far, that 6H that we were just talking about. And the flip kick as well. It's another one of those specials that just brings him across the screen very quickly. Doesn't let Nagoriyuki establish as much as he wants to, but right now Nyx is looking good. RC to keep the pressure up, stomps the J's again. We got the Beyblade, yeah, and that drains every time a little bit when you block a heavy slash normal right there. The exclamation point, you don't want to get hit by nothing.
This lockdown is looking serious right now. Kai trying to fight out of the corner, but no luck at all. Proto J unable to get anything started that round at all. Nyx just too strong.
Yeah, and once you're cornered with level 2 blood on the Nagoriyuki, it is very tough to escape. Nice backdash into 2S right there. Punish as well. I'm not sure what he was going for, but he got thrown out of it. Of course, throws into this game 2 frames, so it's going to be a lot of the things you try. Ooh, oh, and then he extended the combo with the jump D after the air dash back. Very cool.
I can't believe that actually hit.
Yeah.
That's a command grab.
Yeah, and it's party time now. That blood is going to be draining.
Oh, activates.
Break the wall, yes. And you can see empty blood still. He's going to build a little bit back up once we start going. But yeah, he still has plenty to work with.
And Kai trying to back up and just make him respect the space. But there's another command grab, Relentless.
Oh, but he RC'd a little bit too early, so he lost some damage.
Oh, PRC. Oh, back at him.
Oh, the burst to stay alive for now. Puts the mask back on. Oh, no, the clone. It's so fast, bro. You cannot get caught slipping against that, man.
That's so quick.
The Nagori Yuki drains their blood, puts the mask back on. It's just empty, so they can do whatever they want at that point. They're very comfortable spinning specials. And I'm telling you, bro, that projectile, it is the best one in the game now. I used to think it was the second or third best, but now with the speed and the distance it travels, there's nothing that contests it. It's wild.
Yeah, you pretty much have to like just not be there, right? Like if you're there when he starts it, you're in it. You know, like it's so quick. So yeah, wow.
And that was, I think, good awareness on both sides in that corner situation. When Kai was cornered, he tried to use the stun dipper to escape in the corner. Again, remember, we talked about how fast it is. It moves him forward. And he ended up PRCing it. But I really like the RC in response in the air from the Nagori Yuki, right? If I'm going to get slowed down, you're going to get slowed down too. And it's going to be a real scramble situation.
But why, I mean, why is Protege not trying to, you know, zone with the charged stun edge and, like, you know, get some damage that way? I mean, it worked really well in the first game. You know, I saw a lot less of that, like, after that round. And I feel like that was one way that he could kind of make him respect the space and, like, you know, keep Nyx away, basically. Because when he gets in, it's such a headache.
Yeah, 100%, right? So I am a little interested. You can see the stun edge is kind of coming out now, but that's more of a setup, right, to get close. Oh, no, the favorite thrust.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and from distance, I would like to see a little bit more stun edge, right? Of course, Nagori Yuki, he has that projectile. The clone also nullifies other projectiles, so that's another reason why it's very, very good. Nice. Yeah, right there, that was very smart because that far S sequence is -8 after the first two
empty
hits.
Jump low, mixing it up, keeping it tricky here.
No.
The heavy stun edge to avoid the burst was so good. Backdash at the perfect moment, but still got command grabbed afterwards. He's out 50% meter. Oh my God.
Wow. Chase down the backdash with the dash command throw so quick.
The Fukyo, it goes so far forward. I can't believe
Teleport command throw.
Yeah, it is so good. Yeah, and Nagori Yuki, of course, doesn't have a traditional dash. He has what's called Fukyo, which is the teleport moving forward. It does cost blood, just less so than the other specials.
Yeah, it's so good. Like forward, and you can do it backwards. Like why?
Yeah.
Why is that? Like, why do you have a backwards one just for fun?
Yeah, it's wild. The backwards one, it can make like 6 H cancels plus. It can bait bursts, all kinds of dumb stuff.
So good. Yeah, like
Nice.
I saw a few smart reads like baiting Leo's flash kick with that and getting the punish, you know.
Precisely. I really like Protege. He's been bringing out these vapor thrusts after the second hit of far S because he doesn't have any meter to cancel it into, and it will beat anything he does and is fast enough to punish the two S's by itself. -8. So very smart from Protege so far. But despite that smartness, right, Nyx is still the one on set point.
Oh, interruption.
What a
nice.
backdash.
Oh,
The read
my
on the
God.
command grab. Yeah, you could smell it coming. Nyx had been going to that option many times now. Breaks the wall.
It's still so scary though. Yeah, you can see him just blocking after stage transition. He didn't have any meter. Nyx, of course, having 50% tension. Now we got 50% tension on Pro J side. You gotta watch the stun dipper RC. That's what the Kais always look at. I'm telling you, bro. The Kais are always plotting on that. 50% tension in their pocket. They're looking for it, but no.
Oh.
I'm not sure what he went with there. It looked like the throw starter from Kai. He might have been slightly out of range. It might have been too early. I'm not 100% sure, but you got to remember, Nagori Yuki has a longer throw range than Kai. So if you do it from just outside that range, it's going to whiff, and Nagori Yuki can punish you for it.
Gonna get you for it. Oh, man. Stroke of misfortune there, perhaps, man. That... it was looking good. You know, it was looking good. He was starting to get in. He was starting to understand the timing of when to go in as well. And, man, really unfortunate at the end there.
Yeah, exactly. I was definitely. I feel like if it was a longer set, Proto J could have made it close, but that is the nature of the beast, right? 2 out of 3 is a skill in and of itself, a one that you need to harness in fighting games. So great stuff from Nyx. Yeah, I love that too. The Blood Max ended up comboing off of it. Yeah, that's what Nagori Yukis tend to do afterwards. They try to hit you with the jump H from the top rope. That's why Proto J used the stun dipper, low profiled, and got him out of the corner.
Quick.
Oh.
I think this is the where the second command throw happens too, right? Yeah, this one. Yeah. Oh my.
That was messed up. That was actually messed up.
Chase down, man.
Double Fukio, bro.
Nowhere to run.
Yeah,
And that was a nice backdash punish. You read it that time.
No,
This is where it all could have gone Proto J's way, but just that last mishap towards the end. Nick's getting the throw. Yep, that's exactly what happened. That's
Yeah, you can see that.
yeah, I hate to see it go down that way. To be honest with you,
It wasn't a bad idea. It was a good idea. What can I say? Dash throw.
Yeah.
That was a good place for it. But man, Nick's just
But-
too ready.
funny enough, we're pretty much going to get the mirror match. Not really the mirror match, but a repeat of the matchup through Boyka and Vagabond, right? We have Kai coming up for Team Hotashi and then Vagabond on the other side going immediately into the next match. I just realized that the anchors are the two captains with K7 show up as well, which we haven't seen yet, right? So we're going to see pretty much the best of both teams face off against each other a little bit later. But as it stands right now, Boyka going up right now with that Kai. Let's see what we have coming up next in regards to Oscar Sanchez.
Yes, indeed. Boyka been holding it down for quite a while. He said he's been playing Guilty Gear since the very first version. He probably played the Kart Racer 2 and the DS games. He's a big Guilty Gear fan. Been holding it down, man. The Kai Kisuke, that's one of the protagonists of the series, right? So he's gonna be bringing that legacy skill that we talked about, trying to stabilize the game a little bit. 18 and 6, 75% win rate. That's a lot of matches and a good win rate. So definitely shows that he's got a stable Kai, can probably manage to weather the storm of a lot of these wild, rapid characters that really try to get in your face. And Kai's good at stopping that, man. We talked about his normals. They got better range than most characters, than a lot of characters, I should say. And then the Stun Dipper is just a tool that shuts down so many people trying to be over aggressive. That really is like the killer of people that just try to rush you down constantly. It is that Stun Dipper, and as well as the flip kick. But of course, he's going to be going up against the Vagabond, the Nagoriyuki of Team B. And he's been rocking Guilty Gear, I believe, let me see, for a while now. Not as long as our friend Vagabond, or our friend from Mexico, but nonetheless, he's going to be rocking the Nagoriyuki. And he got, I believe, what was it? Apparently in SF5 in 2016, he beat Daigo at Texas Showdown.
He
So, you know what
did.
I'm saying?
He actually did.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah. So he's been around the block for a while. 7th in Persona 4 Arena. I wonder if he's going to be picking up that game now that it's got a little bit of a revive. 75% win rate over here as well. So no slouch on either side. And yeah, Vagabond. I forgot that this is that Vagabond. You know what I'm saying?
It is the
has been
same
playing
one.
Street Fighter. Yeah. I thought it was a different one, to be honest with you. So the fact that it's this dude who has been around the block, has done great stuff in tournament before. He's going to be real comfortable in this environment. Oh, it actually says he went on a 3-year hiatus and he's back now. So no wonder.
Oh,
Okay.
the return.
Gotcha.
Okay. Awesome.
So let's see how they bring their skills to Nagoriyuki. You know what I'm saying? As a very dangerous player with a very dangerous character. And you can see that's why the Kais are a little hesitant to use the stun edge, right? You see the projectile just nullifying it for Nagoriyuki. Oh man, yeah, when you block the Beyblade at that distance, I believe it's
Wow.
+5. So
That was cheeky. All of that zoning from that range, and then that one dash-in command grab surprised him.
oh no. I'm telling you, one of the best round starts in the game.
Oh.
It is incredibly difficult to contest that special. He is just getting overwhelmed at this point. Try to find a counter poke, but the special didn't reach. PRC to cover that. Tried to get the 6P out, but that jump AH has a very downwards hitbox, so the upper body invul got blown through.
no.
That had to be an execution error.
Yeah, definitely.
The stun dipper, side switch as well. And Vagabond doesn't have his burst here. You see, ooh, I like the hesitation right there too, just in case he YRC'd on defense. Ooh, again, this is a very smart strat up against a character like this. Oh, Beyblade for now, trying to survive. Oh no, he didn't realize he was gonna pop.
Could have got the
Yeah,
round.
This is so tough. This is actually so tough for Boyka. Oh, actually, not too bad as much.
Oh, the
interruption.
vapor thrust. Super good. But I really like
How
his
did
throw
that
pressure. He just committed to it. And there was the 100% meter on Vagabond's side too. Oh, whoa. The jump D combos always look super sick. Oh, it's going to be bursting out, trying to hold on to this hard and maintain this pressure in the corner. Just those 2 hits chunking Boyka. The baby Ruth. Oh, not again. Oh, he actually didn't get this. Drop. Oh, the OT. I didn't know it was going to work like that. I'm
What is
sorry. I got caught off guard.
Wow.
I was waiting for a punish on the overdrive for it to kind of whiff. I didn't know it OTG'd like that.
Yeah. And then it OTG'd and it didn't go to animation. I didn't realize that's how it was going to work at all. Okay.
Weird interaction in the corner there.
Man,
Go ahead.
I was going to move on from the point, so say what you're going to say.
Okay, I was gonna say, going back into the round prior to that, we saw a lot of control coming in from Vagabond, especially in the corner, right? We saw the Beyblade over and over and over again to the point where Boyka didn't have an answer, but there's something about the Kai Kisuke that he played, or at least the way that he played Kai Kisuke, being able to take it all back, not even in the sense that he found a way to punish Vagabond off of like something like a Blood Rage, but it was just straight out playing him for what, like 10, 15 seconds straight?
Yeah. So when Boyka was doing really well in that corner, I loved him doing the dash up throws a lot, because when your opponent doesn't have an invincible reversal and they don't have burst, they're going to be looking to YRC, and they can only YRC a block normal. So if you just run up and throw them, that's going to take advantage of that situation a lot.
That was really good.
And now this time, Vagabond spinning his burst again. And that's a big W if you're the opponent of Nagoriyuki, man. That's really when the game starts. His backdash, though, got slowed down, and you have all the time to react when that happens. Dead. Oh. Whoa. Also, that command throw does more damage the Bloody has, too. So, when he's 2.5 bars in, that's going to chunk you big time. Oh, no. The closest. He tried to bait out the burst right there. That's why the back Fukyo came out. Oof. Looked like, he threw the DP. That's unfortunate. He's been trying to vapor thrust that sequence, because if you cancel it, you can still get through it. But of course, DPs lose the throws in this game. Oh, then jumping over the super. He's got 100% tension though. Yeah, nice tech throw as well. That's that distance, man. Yeah, Vagabond's just been spacing those Beyblades at the end, so they're +5. And every time Boyka tries to press buttons back, he's just getting counter hit by the 2S. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty
that
good
was
character.
a quick, very, very quick 2-0.
It's true. I mean, Vagabond, from his history, right? Like we talked about, very high-level Street Fighter V player or Street Fighter 4 player, and in addition, he's been doing a great job in the anime scene as well. He's had some Persona experience, and he's bringing that experience to Guilty Gear Strive, looking strong to start it off.
So it's pretty much tied yet again in terms of how the team matches have gone out for the North American scene, right? In Tekken 7, it kind of started off with this very similar momentum. But as it stands right now, the two Nagoriyuki players, that's got to be saying something, right? Both of them getting W's on both sides of the board.
I was going to say, the poor, honest middle 4 Kais just thrown in the body bags immediately by top-tier Nagoriyuki.
Yeah, I think at this point of the game, Nagoriyuki definitely one of the more fleshed out characters in terms of their standard meta. People know what the game plan is, they got options, they know how to clutch. And he's just such a deadly character, I mean, at any range, so... Yeah, that was a sick vapor thrust to clutch that round.
And ITs, you know what I mean? But I definitely think Kai is decent in this match and can definitely get the job done. But Nagoriyuki, man, he is very much a problem. And if you're not super on point, just mistakes get rewarded so heavily for him.
I think there's something to be said about an efficient zoning strategy versus Nagoriyuki, because he's quite slow on the ground. Like if you can initiate something that can lead into some nice charge stun edge setups and, like get some damage off that, and then into another charge stun edge setup that you can get damage from consistently. Like if you can keep that going, rather than just being one-off encounters, then I think the matchup could be a bit more difficult for Nagoriyuki.
Yeah, I definitely think he had problems and still does have problems when he gets pushed full screen, but that projectile buff really does wonders for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, next up
Temple Nut.
Yeah.
Temple Nut versus DG Phantom. What's going to happen here? What can we expect?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't really get to see a lot of Giovanna versus Ramlethal nowadays, but on paper, it's like Ramlethal, I think, usually will have the advantage just because of her normal range, and the Geo likes to play on the ground a lot. But Geo has a very fast ground dash and very fast movement in general. So if you can make use of the 6Ps and kind of use that upper body inbuild to maybe bypass some of those far S's, those big heavy slashes, you could use that dash momentum to really get close. And I mean, Ramlethal, she's a character that her only invincible reversal is tied to her meter. So if she doesn't have that, she gets rushed down like everybody else.
We've seen these kind of matchups happen very early in the lifespan of Guilty Gear Strive, whereas it happened in the betas. We happen to see it in the first couple of months of the game's release prior to any of the changes. Do you think that there's still like ignorant ways for Giovanna to kind of close the gap against Ramlethal? Again, Ramlethal has so many normals, as you mentioned, to kind of control the pace in neutral, in the mid range of the game. Is there still ways for Giovanna to kind of spiral her way through, or at least take it through via the skies?
You know, I think it is tough. Like, I think the spiral arrow game is pretty tough. I think she can definitely instant air dash. Her instant air dash is super fast. She has a lot of good options in the air as well. That air super will a lot of time anti-air your anti-air, you know what I'm saying? So that is definitely a good option. And in addition, her crouch dust, her 2D is super good. Goes very far, low profiles a lot of moves as well. It can go under that far S and heavy slash a lot of the time too. So we'll see if Temple Nut uses that in the neutral. Of course, 70% win rate for the Temple Nut as well. And I mean, his name is indicative of his play style, right? And I think that's the kind of way you need to play Giovanna, though. Like, you need to have that wild factor to you, really kind of overwhelm your opponent and make sure they get put on the back foot early. Of course, on the other side, it is a very stable game plan when it comes to Ramlethal. They're trying to prevent that by any means necessary. They have great normals on the ground. They have easy ways to corner carry you. And once Ramlethal gets you to the wall, it is hell, literally. Like, it is so hard to get out for the opponent. They have so many ways to manipulate you, get you stuck on the corner, and make you take the wall explosions from the swords, and just in general, ways to lock you down that just require you to make super hard reads and really be on point, while she can kind of play very safe and cover a lot of options with a couple of simple routes. So that is definitely where Giovanna is going to want to stay out of. Ramlethal, you know, one of the things about learning the lore in this game, it made me a fan of Ramlethal, and I hate that because her gameplay is so annoying. Like, I like her as a character, but I don't want to like her in the game, bro. Giovanna, on the other hand, we'll see what she's doing. That flip kick as well, you're just going to start off with a flip kick. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Temple Nut is in the name.
You know, it was a little indicative of how he was going to play, you know, due to the fact that the fun fact that Temple Nut said was, I do like to play random, and it's put an emoji towards the end of that, so.
And we already saw the air super, right? And it beat Ramlethal's anti-air attempt, so we got to keep an eye on that going forward as well. PRC to cover the whiff, and we're already in the corner. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, you can see the 5K, making sure she stays locked down. Nice Abare out. Ooh, the instant air dash button. That's so unfortunate. I think a lot of the time, yeah, the super's gonna kill too. A lot of the time, if you're gonna jump out of the corner against Ram, you gotta super jump because she can really shut down that area of normal jump still. Great conversion off that instant air dash back air to air. That was ridiculous. Unfortunately, it dropped the very end of it, so he got punished on the wake up. Yeah, and you saw the instant block on that flip kick right there. That didn't really put Ramlethal out of air position because those flip kicks are plus. Ooh. Oh, and that's another way to kind of get lulled into a false sense of security sometimes up against Ramlethal. You see the high sword go and you're like, oh, I can dash up, but she's got the middle sword, and that's where Far S comes through. And there it is, just like that. Phantom taking the first game. That's rough, man.
I was trying to see who was peeping game in the lobbies. I wanted to see who was trying to watch the bus ass going down between DG Phantom and Temple Nut. But, you know, that's exactly what it is. I'm not going to, you know, sugarcoat it. I think DG Phantom has a very firm understanding of what needs to be done in the matchup. You know, you were starting to see how much damage she could really dish out into the corner. But overall, just the control against someone like Giovanna, who wants to play up close and personal, but just has such a difficult time getting past phase one.
Yeah, precisely, right? We saw a lot of the time the ground control that we were talking about. A good air approach from Temple Nut. I want to see some more 2D. We haven't really seen the 2D come out yet, so hopefully we can see that in this next game and maybe reserve some of that meter again for that air super, because I think DG Phantom is very on point, and people that are on point are going to be looking for anti-airs a lot, and that super really counters that. So I want to see some of that more, and then again, it's just going to be tough. You can get cornered against this character, and maybe the super jump out of the corner as well that we talked about. So here we go once again.
How it's going to play out between these two. Again, game number 2. So far, DG Phantom has done a great job of containing the chaos. I'm not talking about happy chaos. I'm talking about the way that Temple Nut likes to play. We'll see if he can do it again in game number 2.
Yeah, Temple Nut, I do want to see some more Crouch Dust, trying to get some low profiles going, maybe a 6P here and there as well. She gets a pretty decent reward off 6P now that they're special cancelable. So she can get like a hard knockdown and get some more pressure going. And yeah, it's very susceptible to the strike throw game is Ramlethal. Like, Giovanna's got some of the best of that in the game. Couldn't quite combo off the jump in. Looked like he hit a little bit too high, but oh, this is gonna melt her life bar directly into the breakdance super.
Wow, look at the chunks gone.
Yeah. And that's like optimal combos for Giovanna. Like if she has the wall and super like that, and she doesn't need to extend it any further than what she did.
Cross up. Yeah. Wow.
Nice dash up using the upper body invul on the flip kick. It's not a real DP, but it does have some upper body invul.
Oh man. Getting schmixed right now. Cross up, dashage low.
Oh no, she's dead. That's game. It's 1-1.
Just like that.
It's 1-1.
Just like that. Oh my god.
What happened?
We can get the stopwatch out on that one. That had to be less than 30 seconds, I feel like, for the entire match. Like that
was that Temple Nut actually kind of trying to finesse the other player and make them think they were going to play as random as they did last game?
You know,
I think he did finesse him. Wow.
Definitely could have been the option, and that's what happens a lot of the time. If you use your burst early and don't make something happen off of it as Ramlethal, or just in general, if you get your burst baited, like you don't get a burst for the second round. She has pretty low life as well, so if you get your burst taken and you don't build a lot back on that burst that you do use, you're gonna get locked out, and you have to play solid in the next round. And I mean, even if you do play solid, that strike throw game from Giovanna is deadly. It is very hard to deal with, like not easy to react to at all. And if you get caught slipping, the counter hit damage is out of this world. So yeah, it is not fun to play in that situation.
I would like to see Temple Nut go in again to actually turn DG Phantom into a ghost. I want to see that life get depleted if possible. But at the same time, you know, we still have seen the potential from Ramlethal, not even just from this gameplay, but from, you know, the European region as well, how strong of a character she still is. Ramlethal can still make that comeback happen. And it's crazy that I say comeback because of the way that the first game transpired. But I got to say, Temple Nut pretty much answered all the questions of whether or not she could make the comeback happen, or at least make the rebuttal happen.
Yeah, and in that very first round of the very first game one, Temple Nut was out to the lead, and DJ Phantom did bring it back. So both of these characters are well within their rights to just melt the other's life bar once they get that opportunity. Yeah, and that whip kick right there, that is old negative on block, but you see the 2D even as an anti-air works out so well. Great job covering that backdash as well. She managed to avoid the close S, but just 2S canceled, melting that life bar. Temple Nut picking up where he left off. Oh, and just tossed him in the garbage.
So fast.
Set
Run
point.
up dash throw out of nowhere, man. That was so quick.
Dude, her ground dash is ridiculous. It is so fast. Look at this. Oh, just the charge dust after all that. And he has no burst to avoid this damage. Gets the knockdown as well, so that's plus frames afterwards. Good block, that's plus frames. And there's the 2D that we were talking about, countering the far S. It is definitely one of her primary tools to combat Ram. Tried it again. Gold burst. Oh, no. Didn't even use the RC off the whip kick. That was rude.
Oh, not like this. Stop. He's already dead. That was perfect. Oh my god. You know, if I could see the life bar sometimes, I would be able to believe it. But I gotta say, man, that was a clinic. I don't know what happened in the first game. I don't believe that he was actually playing in the first game. Temple Nut feel like he just decided to show up in games 2 and 3.
He just got shut down, and yeah, he just got shut down at the end of that set entirely. Like once he got going, it was just all the way through full throttle.
So if I'm the team captain, by the way, if I'm Hotashi, I'm definitely grateful for Temple Nut. That's for sure.
He is 100% the type of player you want in a team tournament. Like, no question about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this was good stuff from DG Phantom, right? Yeah, just going in with the Daro immediately. One of the best ways to take up that space in front of Ramlethal quickly, but this is when Temple Nut really turned it on. The dash up, DP in the corner, just flip kicking on her, starting to dance. And you see, you commit to that throw, you get counter hit 2S, you're in the corner now. You're trying to do something to wiggle your way out, but it's not easy. And that's just what happens with Ramlethal, these characters that don't have these invincible reversals. And unfortunately, like, they don't have a 3-frame either, so they don't really want to risk it as much as someone like Soul would. Yeah, the YRC immediately on the other side, and look at this RC. I believe that was just to keep the pressure up. I mean, that is plus on block, so I think he did see the burst start to happen and then reacted with the RC and just punished that way. So good stuff to Temple Nut, man. Looking forward, and oh my goodness, this next match that we got. So we got captain versus captain at the end right here, but this is definitely first pick versus first pick. This is Razzo versus Jan coming up next.
And it's funny you mentioned, Temple Nut, the way that he played can be kind of nutty, but Jan in H-Town, I know him from a personal standpoint and in a plethora of fighting games. This guy is also a nut. You mentioned it earlier, one of the best grapplers in North America because of his unorthodox style and the way that he thinks outside of the box from the get-go when it comes to his character archetype, right? When it comes to grapplers, not a lot of people gravitate towards these kind of characters. Sure, they have some huge output damage, but at the same time, they're not the type of characters that require, or that kind of exude some of the finesse or like the fancy movement or the flashy combos. They're just, I'm gonna get in your face and I'm gonna grab you till you die.
Yeah. And there's command grab characters that are a little lithe and agile, like the Mikas, the Zatos of the world. Jan is a big body specialist. This man picks the heftiest characters, wants to move slow because he can just use that unorthodox movement against his opponents so well. He command grabs people in every single game he plays. And that's one of those things that translates across fighting games, right? That ability to smell the fear of your opponent, to really realize and recognize when they're gonna down back and make them pay so heavily for it. But of course, on the other side, Razzo is one of the most decorated players in Guilty Gear Strive right now. They've been holding it down straight out of Florida. First place at PAX West, countless wins on the PlayStation Monthly Finals in BB Tag and Guilty Gear Strive. They're doing great, man. Yeah, they have definitely been holding it down. So Razzo is a huge problem. Obviously, you can see they stream as well. So if you're looking for some Leo experience, some Leo tips, definitely head on over to them. I know I said K7 is the best Leo in my opinion, but Razzo's not far behind, trust me. And on any given day, Razzo can definitely take that W over K7 or anybody. 6-2 right there on the 75% win rate. But I promise you, across their Guilty Gear Strive lifespan, their career, that win rate is even higher. Like, this person does not lose often at all. So it's gonna be good. This is definitely a clash of titans. Like I said, this is first pick versus first pick. Obviously, K7 win with the Jan after losing to Hotashi in the first of two. Hotashi picking their road dog, really. That's not only the best player, I think, in the pool, but someone that they train with on the regular. So, I mean, I assume even if they're not all in a call together, which I hope they are, as you mentioned earlier, Vicious, in the EU tournament, I know that Razzo and Hotashi, at the very least, will be communicating here. Oh, yeah. And I mean, I think up against Jan and Potemkin, you got to have someone there to try to keep your cool when things go wrong.
I would have
Potemkin damage is definitely nothing to be sniffed at, man. I mean, you get that one opportunity with him, it's curtains, So yeah, he's definitely a heavy hitter.
And I think in this version of the game, I feel like there's way more opportunities for Jen to kind of create those scenarios for the pot buster, especially off of things like Garuda or even trying to like close the gap with like BRCs for the most part.
And don't forget that command grabs beat DPs. So, he can also do that if he sees a flash kick coming out or something like that, right? So that is definitely another tool to think about. And yeah, I mean, it was funny because I think in the Mexico online tournament that just happened for Arc Revo, I believe the finals was a Leo versus Potemkin, but the Potemkin player usually plays another character. They actually played Potemkin specifically for the Leo White Fang. So I don't think it's heavily in Potemkin's favor or anything, but definitely winnable. He has the flick. He has, of course, the hammerfall to kind of close that distance with the RC behind it. That's, I mean, everybody's susceptible to getting thrown from that. Slide head can also kind of combat some of that projectile game, right? So it's not as easy for Leo to just sit there and throw that really good fireball that we've seen across the screen because of the slide head. And yeah, I mean, just in general, you only need a couple of touches when it comes to playing Potemkin.
Yeah. You would think from like a shallow standpoint of like understanding a good majority of fighting games, right? When it comes to like big body grappler archetypes, you would think automatically, okay, what are some of the things that give this archetype a hard time? You're thinking projectiles, very, very long reaching normals, speed. I feel like Potemkin doesn't have trouble with any of those things.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? He's a big body grappler that is kind of built to withstand those weaknesses. He has answers to them. Like we said, the slide hit can be the projectile, and he's got the hammerfall. He's got multiple armor moves that really make it hard to use these long-range single-hit normals. You need multi-hitting moves. You want to blow that up. And Leo doesn't have too many of those. That's one of the weaknesses he does have. There's not many multi-hitting moves in his arsenal. Nice job, though. The quick RC, always optimal as Razzo. Off the wall combo, breaking the glass through. Hold up pressure.
This is looking so clean right now for Razzo Sharp.
Yeah, Jan just really respecting all of Razzle's options, even after the stage transition with tension. Honestly, thought Jan was going to get a little froggy right there, considering he had 50% tension, but just keeping it holstered. What? Just
He tried.
Jump D? What? I got to ask Razzle about that one. I don't know what round start jump D is about, but it worked.
You saw starting from Jan going in with a Garuda, I believe?
Yeah, and a 99-second Garuda from Jan. Like, that was a wild start on both sides.
No, the Bod Buster.
Oh, yeah. RC afterwards. Is that going to be enough? No, not quite.
Still got a little bit left.
Ooh, the flick. That's another answer to the projectiles as well. You can send the projectiles back at you. Oh, that was an instant block on the forward Mega Fist that was quite negative, but no punish.
Yeah, see, dashes in now.
Nice. You just say it with your chest right there. The wake up super. That can be thrown. That can be thrown. So it's not exactly as invul as some of the other invul supers, but as you can see, it works out there. What an instant block on the 2-hit jump normal. That was ridiculous. Like, and remember, when you block normals in this game or block anything in this game in the air, it's usually extended block stun, except if you instant block it. So right there, he was able to punish as soon as he landed.
Oh. Which could have been absolutely huge, right? But Jan still got a couple of hits in. It's still going to be a very big deficit. Yeah, forced to use that burst in the corner. Razzle sharp. Going in for the PRC on the other side, too.
I can't believe they found that corner right there. Snuck past them.
Getting mixed up right now.
Jan got 50% tension again. What does he do this time? Still just waits after the stage transitions. Hey, Knuckle.
Ugh.
We're in the corner. You got to guess. Oh, just jumping. Interesting. Not sure what he was trying to bait out. Razzle's legs getting touched. They don't want to get scooped. I understand. I feel that plight. Bro, I'll die to sweep 100 times from a grappler before I get command thrown. It just feels too bad.
Uh-oh. It'll have a lot of screen control, a lot of screen presence actually coming in hot.
Yeah, it goes about 3/4 of the screen right there. You can see forcing Razzle all the way to the other corner. Oh my goodness, the goal burst. That was so clutch. Tab dust burst available, and Razzle knew it. Baiting it out perfectly with the close S into the jump cancel. Man, they're good.
I love seeing tap dust more and more as a strategy to kind of get in between like the high-low mix-up game. It's so satisfying to see, especially with that tension gauge just about 50%. It's like, all right, well, I'm even more lethal to get you in this mix. What do you even do about it? Are there any sort of like option selects nowadays? I haven't been keeping up with the meta as much, but are there any option selects against something like a tap dust strategy?
You know, there might be, I would say, in terms of like maybe like some fuzzy guarding, like if you can kind of like try to like autopilot certain timings for the tap dust, because the Gatlings are limited in this game, right? You can only cancel into tap dust off certain normals, off your kicks and whatnot. So because of that, I do think that there could be some stuff explored with that, but I don't think much has been explored yet.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. It does make a lot of sense.
Didn't really look like there were much opportunities to get the proper command grab. I mean, obviously the inputs are not that easy, right? You know, you have to really position it in the way you want. But yeah, with such a fast-paced Leo running around, like it's hard to know when you can go for that.
And Razzle does such a good job of remaining slippery. Never really letting Jan establish the space that he wants. Oh, great stuff right there, though.
He had to burst game off.
You see the flick sending it back, and he actually inputted Heat Knuckle afterwards just in case he tried to, or Razzle tried to instant air dash past the flick. Good defense. There's a whole lot of blocks done though. Ooh, Jan escaping. Razzle jumping out for now. Back to the neutral. That's tough. The slide head knockdown though. Ooh, just waits trying to bait out the flash kick, but Razzle's not giving it to him.
Oh, gets the jump back.
Yeah, the bag Mega Fist of God. Oh, got caught flinching on the Garuda. Unfortunate. Yeah, might have just ended up messing up like a flash kick input or something like that. Oh, yeah, and that's the thing, though. If you meaty with Garuda from that distance, like it's either going to whiff or clash with a flash kick. So it's super good.
Oh, it's going to be huge for Razzle Sharp, especially in the corner now. Jan. Not gonna be as bad as I thought, actually.
He'll be all right with that. Considering that Razzle doesn't have any tension to follow up this wall break with, that was definitely decent for Jan. However, the positive bonus coming through, you can see almost a full bar of tension. Now, actually avoided the running command grab, but at the same time, the PRC slows Jan down. You cannot burst when you're wall splat like that either, so even if he wanted to, he was locked out of it.
I was looking for when exactly Jan was going to actually spend the burst,
cheeks.
if or not he was going to. But I do like the decision to just keep it into the next round.
Yeah, definitely. For Jan, I think he's going to try to burst early here, but maybe not. Holding on to it for a clutch moment at this point. FDing away, getting some space from Razo. Razo doing a great job avoiding that slide head. Ooh, tried to get the 6P out, but it was a little bit too late. Whip punish because of it. Now Jan trying to hold on to that hard, trying to hold on to that W. The back Mega Fist to avoid the Berserker Slash. Very smart. That's definitely a tool that Jan has. Potemkin is very potent when it comes to that back Mega Fist.
Oh, off the backboard.
It's so cool.
It's one of the coolest combos I've ever seen, man.
There we go. I like that. Jan actually challenging on stage transition. The fast pass. You went to the front of the line with that one, fam. Aegis. How are we going to combat this from Razo? Oh, no. What was that? Was it Tap Dust? I couldn't tell. That is definitely one of...
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, it's hard, right? When that Aegis is on top of you like that, it's really hard to see what Potemkin is doing. And a lot of the time, Potemkins like to sneak in that Tap Dust because it's hard to see and it will combo into the Aegis. So yeah, that is definitely something to look out for. I wasn't sure if that was that at the end there, but it is difficult. And it is a guess once you start blocking that Aegis. So good stuff from Jan, man, because it looked like he was about to get ran over.
It did, honestly. It looked like it was all Razo, especially in that the second to last match in that entirety of that game. So it's curious to see. It's curious to see how Jan responds in kind to what Razo's been doing in the neutral. I want to know what Razo's going to have in mind in terms of defense. There's so many instances where Jan has snuck in and not even just get some of these pot busters, but sneak in with some of these normals and land the counter hit opportunities.
Yeah, and because of that Garuda, you can't really flash kick as freely as you would against some other characters. That meaty situation really favors Potemkin. Oh, that was a beautiful 2S right there, using the low profile to combat that jump in. Oh, but just like that, you go knockdown. Yeah, I really try to just catch him in the ankles. Not willing to do the pop buster just yet until now. What? And you know what? That's actually a super smart idea. I'll talk about it when the round's over. Mega Fist, trying to close it out for now. See if Jan can hang on to this, and he does.
There it is.
So it was really smart in that circumstance because 5K often sets up a tick throw for Leo, and command throws are in Volta throws. So Jan just bet big on the fact that he was going to tech throw and just beat his throw to the punch. That was really good.
Smart.
Oh my goodness, though. Even Potemkin melts into the second king, bro. Who cares? The cheeks. Those guys are quite the hitbox, let me tell you. Very tough to combat. Yeah, all the way into the corner we go. Razo sitting on a lot of tension as well. Oh, see, even the 6P, the upper body invul. No room for you in them jeans, son, but there is room for you on this back. The double jump away, but does get 6P this time. Burst on the table for both sides. Yeah, had to respect that. It was already out. The active frames were there. Back Mega Fist, it's okay. Tap dust. Ooh, try not to get baited. Jan being very disciplined about that burst. Oh, the gold burst actually blocked. Oh, he actually pressed the button after that 2D as a very common flash kick point for Leo's. Willing to challenge though. Mega Fist forward, that's negative. That might have been Kara back though. Nice air throw from long distance. Steph Curry would be proud.
Who was the one you were talking about that has some of the best air throws in the game?
Uriel.
Which player was that?
Yeah,
oh, it was,
Uriel.
okay, I see. Well, we're going to have a second in contention with Razzle Sharp. That was actually pretty crucial.
Just missed space on that Garuda. You saw the first hit actually clash, but the second hit was able to go through. Yeah, if he was a little bit farther, that whips entirely. Oh, he got caught slipping. Not enough to kill, though.
And what a turnaround from that game one where we thought it was going to be an absolute stomp.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I've spoken too soon here.
Oh, the overhead.
They're trying to bring
you
this
are
back.
in the Lions den, bro. What a backdash on that guard break attempt. Yo, Jan.
Ragdoll thrown to the ground.
The big bodies, they got that extra frame of invul on that backdash, and they love to do it, utilizing it right there to avoid the guard break. And that is a real bad situation for you to be in as well. It can lead to purple B combos, which do not scale like the rest of them. It's big damage if you get hit by one. So great avoidance and a great turnaround from Jan, man.
Yeah, what
Man.
seemed to look like pretty much Razzle Sharp's game, especially in the beginning in terms of the momentum, there was just a lot of calculations being made from Jan, and I'm not even being sarcastic about it. I think one of the toughest things to do is try to close the gap as the grappler. You know, we've talked about Potemkin having all of these tools to do so, but it's a matter of making the correct read still as well. It's not as easy.
No, it is by no means easy. And then on top of that, right, Razzle is an incredibly strong player.
Even here, like even in game 2, it looked like it was just going to be more of the same, you know. But then Jan just started coming back on them, and yeah, after this first round,
It was
after this first game, and you know, got the tie up with the Aegis there. Like after that, it was just a different story. Then you saw the confident reads coming in, like you're saying, like the read on the tick throw with the command grab and stuff like that started really getting in the head, getting in their head a little bit.
Yeah, great. So, what an air throw from long distance. And I mean, it went down to the final round, right? Like I said, Razzle is so damn good themselves. It's just the fact that Jan, and we talked about it, I do believe he is the greatest grappler player in North American history, son. So it's like going up against him is always going to be hard.
Oh
and
my
look at this.
God, look how evenly matched it is for both of these teams. Now it's down to the team captains. Hotashi versus K7 show up coming up next. Nagoriyuki versus Leo. It's a matchup we haven't seen before. I'm just totally kidding with you. Hotashi being one of the best Nagoriyuki players. K7 off from his very, very hot performance over at CEO. I gotta ask, I mean, we could talk about the accolades from both. Let's start with Hotashi for a second.
Okay. Hotashi, of course, the North American Online Evo champion, holding it down out of Miami. And he's one of these players, right, where we talked a little bit about it earlier, where it's like, oh, you are just like gonna be able to rest on your like legacy skill and whatnot, and like you get a new game and it's not gonna be the same, right? He's one of those players that people talk that mess about. They were like, bruh, after there's gonna be no Elfeld in this game, you're not gonna be doing jack squat. And look at him, right? Bringing out the Nagoriyuki, has done phenomenal. He's become one of the best players in this game. He's been holding it down nonstop. And yeah, he's got multiple Exer tournament victories. He's got multiple Strive tournament victories. This man is a beast. Look at those accolades from first Anime Ascension, seconds,
this guy only knows grand final.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And he's taken down some of the best players in Guilty Gear history to do so. So Hotashi, of course, looking prime, looking proper. And it's from what I can tell from the Leo players, they do think Nagoriyuki is a little bit better in the matchup than Leo. But Leo can definitely win, of course, especially when that Leo player is K7 Show Off. This man is an absolute monster. Now, I know I've seen people take umbrage with me calling him the best Leo before when Sonic Fox was playing a lot, and I do believe Sonic Fox is a better player, but K7 to me has been the best Leo for a long time. This way he utilizes the character, all of his tool sets, and just the way he kind of like leads the forefront of like tech and the way to play neutral in the character, I think is not matched by anyone. And the results speak for themselves. Look at this. First at CEO 2021, first at Summer Jam 2021, first at Frosty Falcons 2020, in MK11, by the way. That's not even Guilty Gear. Second at NEC 2021, MK11 Pro Competition finalist. Like, this man is cut from that same cloth of Sonic Fox, being those NRS born and bred, and have coming into this Guilty Gear Strive and just been running roughshod with Leo. And one of my favorite things about him is his confidence on defense. The way he utilizes people's fear of flash kick is the best out of anybody I've ever seen when it comes to fighting games. Like, he will make sure that you when you're scared of the DP and he reads that, he doesn't just sit there and go back to neutral. He steals that turn. He wakes up and dashes in your face, and he just has that sixth sense to know when you're gonna sit there and respect him.
Nice. It says he's only been competing in tournaments for 3 years as well, which is really cool. That shows how much, you know, that shows what kind of a player he is. That shows his skill and his talent. I mean, able to generate that level of results, you know, like, I mean, he's been at the top of some of the hardest tournaments in North America, right? So this really goes to show you his level of talent and skill, man. It's amazing stuff.
Oh, and
That's very impressive.
Captain. Oh.
That's extremely impressive. In a span of 3 years, there's definitely something in the water, that WB water tower. I'll tell you what, man. Coming in from the NRS scene and being such a dominant force and pretty much other games that he puts his mind to, it's very, very difficult to challenge players from like the old guard, I should say. You know, Hotashi's been around the block for a handful of anime games. Being able to contest like this at this caliber is such an impressive feat.
Like, yeah, K7 has been definitely one of the most impressive players since this game's launch. really put himself on the map with multiple tournament victories. But Hotashi, right, also coming through from Exert. A lot of people doubted him. No Alpha in this game. What are you going to do? But he's been proven that he is a force to be reckoned with as well. And now it's captain versus captain. And it's pretty much, what is the score right now? It's like, it's 2-2, right?
It's 2-2.
Yeah,
and
so.
I mean, someone's going to lose a captain right here. You know?
Yeah. And one team is going to be able to get the W in terms of the lead at the very least. And remember, these two did play a 1st-2 to determine who was going to pick first, and Hotashi was victorious. Keep that in mind. The case
big jumping combo here.
Yeah, I hope we get to see some of that stuff I've been alluding to.
Flash kick.
Yeah, charge dust is going to test them, but K7, those reactions are ridiculous too. Do not test this man. Oh, he risks it though. Don't get it twisted. He is a Leo player. I call him the best Leo player. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna flash kick. That's just how it goes.
I mean, if you're gonna do it early in the set, right? Condition him early. You know.
Precisely, yeah. And then establish that fear that he's gonna have to worry about it later on. But like we said, Nagori Yuki, one of the best round starts in the game, couldn't quite get that wall break, so we're going back to mid screen. Yeah, it's a guard point stance right there from Leo. It can be blown up by lows, but as you can see, Hotashi using Fukio very well to avoid the follow-up. Unfortunately for him, now he is cornered up. Yeah, the reversal super was there. Does not recover in time either from the fireball. I like Hotashi, as you said, spinned it earlier, right? Establish the conditioning.
Yep. Oh, and that's it.
The legs exposed. Yeah, good stuff from Hotashi right there, man. And you just don't get a lot of chances up against Nagori Yuki. You know, you take some risks, and you can only take 1 or 2 before your health bar is gone. And that's what happened with K7. a couple of bad flash kicks. It looks like he got caught trying to maybe wake up and walk back, or wake up and jump. Something that ended up getting his legs exposed by that 2S. And one of those things that you really have to keep in mind and on point up against Nagori Yuki is that range where he can clip your legs. Like that 2S goes very far.
I mean, that's one of them things with that kind of strategy, right? If you're going to take the risk early, it can work out for you. It can get you the W early. You can kind of throw your opponent off by with just like, they're not expecting that kind of confidence coming in, you know, where you're going to throw out the big risky thing early. But like, it didn't work out on this exchange, so maybe it's going to have to adapt here and change up and play a little bit more reserved in those situations. But I respect it though. You know, I understand the mind game there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see another tool that Nagori Yuki has in this matchup too is that if he gets high level of blood, he can kind of meaty with 5H where it's only hitbox, and if you flash kick into it, it'll clash. So that's another thing to keep in mind, similar to Garuda.
Okay.
Oh, dang, coming in with that jump S, and you can see all hitbox right there, so he doesn't get clipped on the burst. Now you're in the corner, no burst available. The blood has been drained. Oh no,
again, 3 in a row.
He was literally just doing projectile into command grab. He's gonna do it again. Man, Hotashi keeping it simple and effective here on set point, just like that.
Wow, captain. Looking to set him, looking to close it early here.
Oh, captain, my captain. We'll see though, man. Come on, K7. I was talking to you up big, bro. Come on.
Don't do me like this, bro. Yeah. Nice blocks, man.
Yo, yeah, Hotashi's looking for a couple of instant blocks too, and give himself even better situations. All right, we're in here. RC. Yeah, trying to catch him pressing a button right there. Went into the guard point stance. Thought he would get a little antsy, but no, Hotashi's just been so solid on defense. The Beyblade catches some flinching. Oh, I actually popped the blood too. That's probably why I caught him flinching. He didn't think he would commit to it, but the flash kick gets thrown and Hotashi takes it 2-0 in dominant fashion.
Man, that was quick.
Yeah.
You didn't really let him get anything going.
Yeah, and K7 definitely got clipped by that Beyblade at the end right there, because when Nagori Yukis have like level 2 blood already and they're very close to popping, a lot of the time you're not going to expect them to cancel into a special, because like if you cancel into a special, you're going to pop. But Hotashi uses that to his advantage. Like he's the one that is very much willing to pop that max blood just to make sure you get clipped by that. And if it combos, then at least he doesn't get punished for it.
True. No, it was a really excellent display there. Yeah, and there was that first blocked flash kick, didn't work out. Tried to get him early. And yeah, Hotashi just too ready, man. He was just too ready in this set. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, and definitely Leo players don't like the matchup, so.
I can see why. It's super uphill.
Yeah, definitely. Once the Nagoriyuki gets those levels in blood, you can see again just being able to shut you down in the corner. And again, we talked about that too, right? The command grab beating the flash kick. Yep.
Man, that's tough to deal with.
All day, every day. In this corner right here, just Fuku going forward. And that's another thing, that blood pop doesn't break the wall. So it actually gives you a corner scenario too, and with other situations that would normally break the wall and return you to neutral. So Hotashi is very good at actually utilizing the blood pop on hit. So well done has been back and forth.
Yeah, and with that win, his team takes the lead 3-2 so far here. It's only Vagabond and Jan and H-Town left on that team.
H-Town indeed. And it looks like, ooh, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be getting the Nagoriyuki mirror to start too. A match I'm very familiar with.
Never seen it in my life.
Bro, ICFCNA is all Leo mirrors and all Nagoriyuki mirrors. Like,
I've seen it. I've been tuning in.
Like, it's ridiculous how many Nagoriyukis and Leos are in NA. And we're going to get another mirror match right now.
It's actually kind of funny to watch the meta unfold so quickly for this character as well as Leo. I feel like they've been at the helm of the race in terms of developing a character, and I think that's why you've seen them at the top 3, like the pinnacle of the current meta of Guilty Gear.
Yeah, they
so
got
many of them.
And because I think a part of it is that they got some great players leading the way, right? Like Sonic Fox playing Leo, K7 playing Leo. Like, that inspires a lot of people, and that gives you a lot of tech when you're learning fighting games to look at and study. Like, I mean, when I first started learning fighting games, I played the character Justin Wong was playing because Justin Wong was really good and there was a lot of footage of him, you know what I mean? So stuff like that really does end up influencing people a lot. So you see a lot of Leos, you see a lot of Nagoriyukis because of these people at the forefront doing so well with them.
Now we've got a mirror coming up, so this is going to be really interesting, especially for the team dynamic as well. Like, who's going to lose one of their Nagoriyukis? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You never want to lose a Nagoriyuki in a team tournament, I'll tell you what.
Oh,
bro, my man's name on Arxis online is Grimy Goon. I like it. I like it a lot. And the Nagoriyuki mirror is very interesting because it can be a little bit different depending on the blood levels. Oh my goodness, Vagabond though, getting that command grab. What happened? It looked like he went for another command grab, but he got thrown out of it. That should not interact that way, but it might have been a distance thing. Either way, Vagabond finding his way back into the offense, cuts him in half through the wall. When Nyx has that tension, just jumps out, blocking it out. The YRC to relieve some of that pressure. Yo, reversal super. Get off me. Well done from Vagabond, man. Really exposing the habits of his fellow Nagoriyuki. Yeah, you can see right there, even delayed the second hit of that DP. Again, the second hit solo ground bounces, so that's a huge reward. Baits out the throw. PRC to keep that pressure on as well. Yeah, that close S is so good. Oh my God. It's just so difficult because of the special cancel and the free flow state and offensive structure of Nagoriyuki to really take your turn, man. It really is hard.
This is definitely the kind of play that we can expect from someone like Vagabond. If you had followed into like the early phases of Street Fighter V and how aggressive he can be and how relentless his offense really is in terms of the mix, you know, it's pretty much on point, especially in the hands of, or excuse me, especially when piloting a character like Nagoriyuki, right? Being able to do repetitive strings that are so hard to contest or even have to think about something like a command grab coming your way. Vagabond utilizes all of those options pretty well to the point where your defense is null and void.
Yeah, you can see the power of a free flow offensive structure like Nagoriyuki has. Sure, he has to manage the blood rage, right? But if you can get really good at managing that blood, like it is so difficult for your opponent to know when to take their turn. And you can start doing things like Hotashi does, right? Where you start using their expectations against them. Like this character is so lethal. Nice, a really good late burst there to put him in the corner, but unfortunately he got thrown back into it. And right here, yeah, level 2 blood up against Nagoriyuki in the corner. I mean, this is a bad matchup for the Nagoriyuki that's cornered. Like, he's gonna get outranged because of the blood levels. But now Nyx is the one with the higher blood, just chopping him down.
The mirror becomes a bad matchup.
Yeah. So yeah, and you recognize Beyblade to get it from that distance is plus. Usually it's 0 point blank, but it is around +5 when it gets
+5, right?
Yeah. Oh man. Very sick stuff from Vagabond again, picking up right where he left off on set point. We tried to start it with a clone and it got shut down. Ooh, a little 2K juggle right there too. I like it. Back to the
It's
neutral.
really uphill for Nyx 187 right here.
Oh,
Nothing working out.
what a
It's like you said,
jungle.
when do you get to play, right? When can you take your turn?
Yeah, you just can't figure it out. And then, yeah, you get stuck right there with the PRC on top of you. You got to guess between Command Throw and Close S, and Close S gives him the world, and we've seen what Command Throw gives him as well. It's pretty much the universe. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and my man just Vagabond, looking like the veteran fighting game player he is. Like we said, high-level fighting games. He has gotten top 8s as prestigious tournaments before. Took a couple of years off, but it's just like riding a bike, baby.
You never forget.
A very expensive bike with all the bells and whistles. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely didn't cheap out on the bike he's riding, that's for sure. Man knows what he is good at and what is going to give him the W. And I mean, he is piloting this Nagori Yuki perfectly.
Yeah, he is cruising if he needs to. He could enter a triathlon without biking, whatever he wants. Right? I think he's more than capable of showing his prowess when it comes to fighting games. And no matter what the vehicle, no matter what the vessel, he knows how to apply his own style.
Yeah, I hope we continue to see Vagabond play this game, man. He looks very, very strong.
Wow.
And then, of course, putting another W with an exclamation point, perfect for his team as well. Tying up the set 3-3, 2 lives left on both sides.
So one Nagori Yuki on each team, and then, yeah, man, Potemkin. I do like that Potemkin, you know, the potential for comebacks, like able to kind of weather the storm through pressure and kind of deliver the W from that situation. I do like what he was delivering earlier.
And this
Yeah,
is a matchup that's going to be very entertaining too. You know, Temple Nut, as crazy as he is, he has to play as close as possible against Janet H-Town. This is going to be one of the better matchups, I feel like, just off of the cusp. You're looking at the character matchup and how this dynamic is going to play out. You know, Potemkin doesn't really have to chase her down as much.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite fighting game archetypes for the players to have, like a favorite fighting game archetype matchup. Because Temple Nut is a very aggressive player and you're going up against a grappler with armor, which means you have to do things differently, right? If you're just gonna face rush into this character, you're gonna get command grabbed, you're gonna get armored through, and you're gonna die. And I'm a rush down player, so I hate fighting this style of thing, but I love seeing how other people approach it. So we'll see how Temple Nut does. Now, Giovanna does have a couple of key multi-hitting moves to blow up some of this armor, right? The far S as well as the 2S both have at least 2 hits to them, so he can't just do hammer fall or slide head for free. He'll have to think about it a little bit more carefully. But yeah, I think Giovanna is definitely I wouldn't say completely unfavored in this matchup, but she's gonna have a rough time because also I think the block strings can get blown up a lot by Mega Fist. Like back Mega Fist in the corner will beat a lot of the time when you try to like dash up and do your tick throws, or you try to do dash up and 2S. Like back Mega Fist is potent, and if it's blocked, it's plus. So that's one of the things. Like you can't just like autopilot your pressure up against Potemkin in the corner, and I think that's why it's more tough for Giovanna than some other matchups. But we are going to see for sure. And another thing, again, I don't know if I've ever seen this interaction. I just thought of it. Since Giovanna has the air super, but Potemkin has Heavenly Potemkin Buster, which is an anti-air command grab, I don't know what actually wins. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure it depends on the timing because the air super from Giovanna is fast, but it can be hit. So I think if you respond to it, you might be able to scoop it. It might be fast enough to land before the startup happens. I don't know. I would like to see the interaction, but I doubt it will happen. Yeah,
This,
it would be
this
really
might be
cool.
this might be incorrect, but I feel like the general rule of thumb would be like the second overdrive to activate would probably get the better exchange, no? Because of the probably the invincibility on startup.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm sure that like as long as the second or Potemkin activates second, that he'll dodge the super. But I'm worried about how quick that super lands. Like if that super just ends up like it's like 4 frames or some nonsense. It's very fast. Like after the flash, it's very quick.
I see.
So we'll see for sure. Hopefully we'll see at least. But on the ground, I definitely think both characters can win. I think Potemkin may be favored a little bit, but like I said, Giovanna has ways to blow up the armor. She has ways to evade his pressure, really become a slippery character, right? We talked about her ground speed, her air speed, one of the fastest characters in the game. So Potemkin will be having to probably chase her down a bit, but that's against Temple Nut's playstyle. That's going back to the original point we made when it comes to the player archetypes. So it's really how comfortable Temple Nut is going to be kind of putting the brakes on and figuring out some different ways of approach on this Potemkin.
How big of a tool will Giovanna's close S play in this kind of matchup in terms of applying on the pressure? against Jen in H-Town.
I think
that's the multi-hitting move, right?
no, close S is the knee. Close S is like the knee,
Okay,
but she
that's
can
right,
go
that's right.
in. She can go into both multi-hitting moves from that though. So
My
like,
mistake.
yeah. So that's the thing is that she can like put that pressure on him, and if he tries to do something that like cheeky, it'll get blown up really quick.
Okay.
So we already have the corner. See, yeah, you can see though, but like that close S.
Yes.
Yeah, and we talked about it, right? The big boys have that extra frame of invul on their backdash,
on the backdash.
Yeah, it matches perfectly with close S active frames. So it's gonna be able to dodge that close S media a lot of the time.
Oh,
no!
Wow.
To the next round we go.
Skip that intermission.
I love his charge dust combo, by the way. It's just him throwing up the X over and over again. Ooh, interesting. Temple Nut actually got him to block a spiral arrow and just jumped afterwards. I wonder what he's looking for. Probably Mega Fist backwards, honestly.
There it is. That's one of the keys of entry points here for Temple Nut. I say that, but as soon as that happens, Jan pretty much gains the momentum right back.
Yeah, that dash far S is super good, right? It brings her forward. It's very quick, multi-hitting.
Right, and that's what you're going to need to get past the armor moves, right? If you're going to be able to do something like that, or even check the low, we saw it just now from Temple Nut. But does it matter when Jan has such impeccable defense right now? He's made all the right decisions so far, just blocking the nut.
It doesn't matter how many hits your move does. Oh, the Mega Fist, double knuckle to the face once again. And yeah, I mean, that's a great tool for Potemkin for many reasons. And a lot of the time, Giovanna's like the dash button, and that Mega Fist goes right up over that dash button space that Giovanna takes up. Oh yeah, man, you got to be looking out for it.
That looked really tough, I have to say. I mean, just, from a damage output perspective and just like no space to move around, you kind of have to go into his danger zone. You don't want to be there. You want to be somewhere else, but you have to be there if you want to take damage. So it looks really hard with Giovanna.
Yeah,
that's
precisely.
Such a wild thing to say too. Like you want to try to break the defense of the grappler. Like imagine that is such a tedious task, man.
Yeah, and you guys highlighted that Giovanna doesn't really have a lot of ways to do that unless she's close, and being close to a grappler is never where you want to be.
You went from I can't let you get close to I have to get close. That's the worst.
Like, oh no.
Oh,
you have to try and you have to get close on your terms, like get the knockdown run in. Like you have to do something to get close where he doesn't have access to all his tools, but it's easier said than done. It's so hard.
Oh yeah. 100%. Maybe we can see some of that 2D again, but 2D is only one hit, right? So from that range, if he gets armor, then it's knockdown, then it's guess. But that does take a lot of like prediction and reads from the Potemkin as well. Like you shouldn't just do like slide head randomly and whatnot. That is very punishable. Oh, nice 2D. Wow. That's another way to combat her 2D as well, since it's very low to the ground. The sweep from Potemkin will definitely hit it. Very nice, punishing that dash up flip kick. And you see that's definitely a risk. RC, it's time to guess for the game. Oh, Garuda gains. Oh, the Garuda's staying on him. Flicks as well. FD the flick, that was really smart. It actually got her a lot of distance. Now to the other side.
Oh,
no.
There we go. There we go, Jan.
Potemkin got some of the most disrespectful regular throws in the game too. He really makes you feel like nothing. Then look at him, just tossing you in the garbage, bro. Oh, baits out the burst.
Oh.
Get on my back. Oh. Yo, what is that point blank slide head about? I don't know what he was trying with there.
He's opening the door for opportunity here for Temple Nut.
Bruh. The meaty slide head, I'm gonna need the Potemkins to get in my DMs about that one. I don't know.
Flick.
You have the backhand, that 2S is very good on the ground as well. You can see Temple Nut very confused, man. He doesn't know what to do. The hammer fall getting absorbed by that 6P. The exclamation point.
Oh.
And again, the Mega Fist forward this time. Not even combating a dash button, but just that 5K, man. It really just brings him, I don't know what happens to his legs, but the hurt box disappears. He goes into like a little Samus ball and then hits you with his 2 fists. And so many ranges that you would be able to hit him normally on the ground, just whiff when he goes into Mega Fist.
Wild.
You could actually see, K7's team pretty much take away all of the remaining players from Otashi's team, which is been pretty interesting to see. Again, two very big veterans in the FGC in their own respective games now coming together for Guilty Gear Strive. It's all up to Hotashi, but look at the massacre that Jan left in the temple.
Yeah, for real. This place has been desecrated, to say the least. Like, we're gonna need some hollow spells to clean this place up because my man Jan just wiped the floor with this Giovanna.
Her and the dog.
Yeah, the poor dog as well. And you know, that's is why that Jan versus Razzo match I think was as important as the Hotashi versus K7 match, man. Because like Jan is such a potent player, and so is Razzo. Like they can really lift up their teams even when their captains fall down. So Jan getting that W and keeping such strength alive is really putting his team in the pole position. Nice Mega Fist, man. It's so good. And it's like a specific moment where you're pushed out to that range where Giovanna's like, okay, I can probably press 5k and it will beat any non-armored move, like because Potemkin's buttons are a little bit slow from that range, but he just didn't do that. He went Mega Fist and that dodges your button entirely, and despite it being negative on hit going forward, you can see it has a lot of uses. So good stuff to Jan, and it looks like we're getting another Nagoriyuki mirror perhaps.
Vagabond versus Hotashi. Nope. This is going to be interesting. Amazing variety coming up here. Man, captain of the team, the sole remaining survivor, trying to hold it down and keep the unit alive here, and it's going to be Vagabond he's going to go up against. Man, this is going to be interesting. I mean, Hotashi looks really dominant, but Vagabond was really controlling in that mirror we saw earlier, right? So, you know, what did Hotashi take away from that? And of course, we know how strong Hotashi is. But yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to this one.
And one of the cool things about Strive is seeing players from different communities combat on this ground, right? We see Vagabond, historically a Street Fighter player, though he does have some anime background as well, but much more known for the Street Fighter. And Hotashi, obviously known for Guilty Gear, right? But we've seen plenty of these situations happen. We've seen all kinds of communities cross and battle and clash in this game, and this is going to be another one. Vagabond, well within his own rights to take this whole set, even though Hotashi is one of the best Nagoriyukis in the world, right? We've seen Vagabond's control in the mirror match, and he's already played it. He's already warmed up in that match as well. Of course, it's going to be a different caliber of Nagoriyuki now, but we'll see if Hotashi, I don't really know how he feels about the mirror match, to be honest. Most people don't like mirror matches in general, so I don't really know how either of them feel about this, but we're going to find out.
If anything, I'd be pretty hype about it. Yeah, again, with the team captain, you're playing against one of the best Nagoriyukis in the country. I'd feel ecstatic personally. I mean, when you're talking about the mirror match just straightforward or straight up, it might be a little lackluster. It's like, man, do I really need to understand the matchup? Like, if you've really done the homework, it's like, man, I've aced this test. In fact, I've helped create this test. But when you face off against one of the best in the world, that's where it gets even like anime levels of hype.
Yeah, man, and chasing him down. And what's really cool about fighting game players in general is that they're all like Saiyans, right? They all thrive on fighting stronger players. So I'm sure Vagabond is very much looking forward to testing his merit up against Hotashi, and he is passing that test right now. Even gets the command grab as he's about to pop the 2K to end it. This is looking good.
He had a strong start that round. Let's see if Hotashi can stop him in this one.
Not going well so far.
Well, so far.
Already going to be able to get that wall break. That means the tension bonus is coming through. Lots of meter build, nullifying a lot of the meter penalties as well if you want to RC. Yup, 6H OTG for a little bit more damage, and the Oki.
Yep.
Good stuff from Hotashi, just baiting it out. Yeah, 100% tension, and that's how you can counter it perfectly, because that way they can't actually RC it and make it safe, right? Hotashi using his super in response. Well done.
Nice.
And now he's trying to, he's
really...
Look
for the command grab. Great read on that.
Yo, Vagabond's so smart. Wait a minute though, the double 5H and catching him. Yo, Hotashi, that was so good. Oh man. Like canceling the second hit of that far S sequence into the clone to get the 5K juggle. Like even if he was gonna pop, he was gonna kill before he was gonna pop. So that was really smart. Now just like that, man, one apiece, both players showing that prowess in the matchup. Level 1 blood for Vagabond, level 2 for Hotashi. Gonna have a bit of range advantage because of it. Nice 6P though. Nice. Get that out of here. Full far S sequence as well to drain some of that blood. PRC late. Oh, too far on the command grab.
Out of range.
Nice, the far S coming through again. And yeah, Vagabond has all the blood in the world to work with here, so he can go wild. Unfortunately for him, did switch sides. I don't think he wanted that. PRC 6P chops him out the sky. Burst is there, trying to wait for it, even 5K'ing. Oh no, after all that. Oh no, but Hotashi had already committed to the clone. Oh, so smart that Vagabond was aware of that and pressed buttons in response. Yo!
Great awareness. What a clutch end to that first game. I thought Hotashi had it for sure, but man, what a turnaround. Vagabond stepping up to the plate at the very, very end there. Great awareness. He knew the commitment was there, and he was just ready for the interception. That was super sick.
Dude, Vagabond, that was so good, man. Because I was like so impressed with that round, and I was like, oh man, his comeback is gonna fall because he popped the blood. But yeah, Hotashi didn't realize it either. He was already putting the clone out to establish his space and get some plus frames. And as soon as that hit, there wasn't anything close enough to combo into. So my man, with the range advantage because of the blood rage and it all being hitbox on the end of that 2S, like we talked about when he gets into blood rage, I mean, he's the one that ended up getting the button and the kill.
Nicely done. Okay, so first game to Vagabond. Hotashi, the team captain, now on the back foot here.
Yeah,
let's go. Let's go, Street Fighter players. All right.
Yeah, he's out here, son. Well, yeah, will the Guilty Gear Legacy team fall to the NRS Street Fighter team, bro? We shall see.
That's hype, actually.
Just goes to show how volatile mirror matches are, right? Like, even against your own tools, it's so hard to deal with.
Yeah, super.
Oh, man. Oh,
he stepped on the J's.
Wow. Beating.
Yeah, I thought we were going to go into the animation, but nope, he just died from the first hit. Oh, they did it at the same frame that time.
Even better.
The single cell, the hive mind. Nice 2H. But yeah, once you... Oh, they both actually have level 2 blood, so pretty even. Nice 5H just beforehand. And Hotashi, you can see even Hotashi wary on when to burst up against his own character. Nice. Pressure being applied again, the close S. Vagabond just kept betting on the command throw. Hotashi has been doing a lot of them, so it's not a bad bet, but he goes with the DP again. Tab does combo. Yeah, he's going to pop because of that. Hotashi just waiting a half second before
inevitable pop.
Yeah.
The inevitable pop. One apiece ties it all up, man. Yeah, that is, it's an interesting thing, you know, the way that pop is part of the strategy, you know, like the way that's implemented, that people will aim to get you when that pops, or you have to aim to kill, like you were saying, the Hotashi tech, where you know they know the pop is coming, so you use that against them. Like, it's really, really interesting to see that.
And another cool thing about that, just in general, when it comes to blood management, is sometimes like the Nagoriyukis will hit you, and that far S sequence, the one where he does like 3 hits moving forward with the S button, it drains a lot of blood if it gets to the last hit. So a lot of the times, people will wait right before that last hit and burst that, so you don't get as much drain as you normally would, and that kind of hinders Nagoriyuki's game plan if you were planning to lower his blood a bit more. So yeah, there's a lot of cool mind games around the blood gauge for sure.
All right, so one apiece here. This is potentially the last game of the set, unless Hotashi can do something here and deliver the goods.
Ooh, and then again, just canceling super late into the Beyblade. Obviously, it puts you at very high blood, but it's a really good start to the round, and you don't mind being at high blood in this match. Ooh, the legs were clipped, and Hotashi already draining some of that blood, but gets tossed into the corner himself. I like that OTG as well. Gonna start the pressure up. The 5K actually caught the start of a Beyblade. 2S just jumps over, but the 5P was there on the other side. Vagabond just covering all his bases. 2S again into the Beyblade. Gotta worry if you're gonna pop because you're gonna kill. Tournament exhibition point for Vagabond. Oh no. Okay, at least he didn't get punished heavily.
Oh, come on, grab.
You can see Hotashi looking to condition him with these command grabs yet again. And that's why Vagabond was holding up after that Fukyo. Still holding up here.
Activate, yep.
Jump H. Hotashi just cut him in half. Oh my god.
Wow. Double match point here.
Counter hit after counter hit. Notice that was a clean instant block.
Knew.
The read was solid.
Now in the corner we go. Oh my goodness, the upper body infill actually making both 6Ps just whiff. And now in this corner, this is definitely a tough spot for Nagoriyuki to be in. Great 6P. Need level 2 blood, and yeah, Can't really use a special at this point. He's gonna pop otherwise. Yeah, he committed to the air throw, so he PRC'd to make sure he didn't get punished for it. Still anybody's game here. Oh, he commits to the throw again. Gets sliced down.
So smart.
Oh, the far S. He doesn't go to a kill sequence though. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Not like this. Not like this.
What could he have done? Like, what was the actual kill sequence?
I'm trying to remember how it started. I have terrible short-term memory for obvious reasons. But that far S sequence, I think he started with that and then went into a couple of specials. And I'm not sure if he built the tension in time to do super, but he might have been able to find like some Fukio forward after one of the specials into that. Again, yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the kill sequence was, if there even was one, but I assume there was one since he spent that blood, right? Like if you're gonna spend that blood in that sequence when you're already so close to maxing out, usually it's a kill combo. So I assume he did have a kill combo in mind, but it just flubbed for some reason. Unfortunate for Vagabond, but I mean, you gotta take away still like a really good play. You gotta feel good about yourself after that, because you took probably what many people consider the best Nagoriyuki in America to the brink.
Yeah.
What could have been your game, actually, had you chosen the right path, or at least chosen the right combo route.
Yeah, man, and good. I could be talking out of my rear end a little bit. Maybe there wasn't a kill sequence there. I just assumed there was because he committed to it. Now, yeah, unfortunate for sure to go out like that, but incredible play from Vagabond. I hope he sticks with the game because he looks like he'll be one of America's best players if he does.
Oh, without a doubt. I think I've seen his name like over at CEO, like in the midst of the top 32 scramble to gain into the top seed. But
makes sense.
Overall, yeah, Vagabond has been playing a lot of Guilty Gear. There's no doubt in my mind that he's going to continue to do so, especially with how well he performed against the team captain. Right. And speaking of which, Hotashi now has to pretty much run through the rest of them.
It's just Potemkin, yeah. Jan and H-Town. I mean, it's going to be Potemkin versus Nagoriyuki for this whole entire thing. It all comes down to this.
Yeah, so it looks like he did far S one hit into Beyblade, into the DP special. And I wonder, I don't know what he could have done. I wonder if he could like Fukio after that first hit of the DP special, if he could have gone to the second hit of the DP special. He did have meter to RC, so I think he might have got caught thinking about too many options. That's something I've talked about Hotashi with a little bit. Like, I've asked Hotashi why he chooses certain hit confirms that he does, and he's like, just kind of to relieve my mental stack. Because depending on the blood and the distance, a lot of the time for Nagoriyuki, you have to adjust your combo accordingly so you don't pop or so you get the optimal damage. And sometimes just keeping it simple with like a confirm into super or something like that is the best way to go about things. However, it is the finals, as you mentioned, Hotashi versus Jan for all the marbles.
Just quickly though, yeah, so Vagabond is actually in the chat and he said my teleport didn't come out. It was supposed to be 5K super.
Okay. It was
supposed to be 5K super, yeah. Okay. So that would have spelled a different outcome. So yeah, thanks for the confirmation there, Vagabond. The mystery has been solved.
That's what I figured. Most Nagoriyukis use that DP to launch them up and then Fukio forward to get the juggle. And yeah, just unfortunate because the 5K into super would have been the kill. Just a combo drop away from taking that Hotashi, you know what I mean? So that is definitely a huge W for Vagabond, even if he fell in this match. And now he just did it for the hype, you know what I'm saying? He did it so for the last tournament, the last team exhibition of the day, we finally get down to the wire. 4-4 for each team. Hotashi, captain, going up against the first pick of K7, Jan in H-Town.
Man, guys in the chat, who do you think is going to take this? If you like Hotashi, I want to see the ones in the chat. If you like Jan and H-Town, let me get some twos in the chat. This is super exciting. The last final game of the day. This has been super tense all the way through. It could not be closer right now. So yeah, let's get going, guys. And I want to see those votes there in the chat, man. This is hype.
Ooh, boy, man. Yeah. And Nagoriyuki versus Potemkin. I've seen this a couple of times too. I think it is a little bit Nagoriyuki favored, but Potemkin can do it, man. Especially because Nagoriyuki, like those long range normals, they're only one hit. They're not multi-hitting, right? So he just needs one knockdown. And I mean, Nagoriyuki is as susceptible to getting grabbed as everybody else.
He's got zero defense up close. I mean, if Potemkin can get in and strut his stuff, it's going to be hard for Nagoriyuki, man. It's not going to be, if he can get close and start to flex, man, this is going to be difficult. Difficult.
Yeah. Now, Hotashi is a wild child, you know what I'm saying? He's not an easy player to read. So even for someone of Jan's caliber that is very good at reading the opponent player, you got to be when you're a grappler player. It might be a little bit difficult, but if he can catch on to that wild side, if he can make a couple of big reads, that will do a lot of mental damage in addition to the physical damage that we'll see.
All right, this is it, man. The final game of this team exhibition. It's been so sick, every single match all the way through, and it's all come down to Nagoriyuki. No surprise there. Versus Potemkin. This is going to be epic.
Mans gets dropped off from the sky. It's so sick every time, bro.
This never gets old.
Think of a way to live through this. Try to see the timeline where you're going to live, Nagoriyuki. Try to see it. You know, this
14
man's all
million and
business.
7, man.
yeah, we'll see. Can he find the one? Oh,
That's not the way to start
way to
it.
start,
What?
bro. 6P. It's a heat knuckle to beat the Beyblade.
And he's in straight away. Potemkin Buster's out already. Oh my gosh, he's not wasting any time off the floor.
Let's go. What a way to start
What?
the game.
Oh my
boy.
days. What a statement here in that opening round. A perfect, letting him know what time it is right now.
Man,
So-
I hate playing against Potemkin, but I love watching him. God damn.
So Hotashi's definitely given up one of the stones to complete the gauntlet.
Ooh, wait a minute though, Hotashi trying to maul.
He's trying to return the favor with the perfect.
Ooh, okay. Well, he's not gonna get that because it's gonna drain now. But
Nope.
Jan wasn't keeping an eye on it, so he ended up getting clipped. Definitely could have made more happen, especially with that Potemkin Buster punish. Ooh, BRC, nice job, command grab of his own.
Oh, wow. Shuts him down
was
in the
sick.
corner. One round apiece.
Hotashi saying, everybody calm down. What was that line?
is too hype. This is too hype.
Yeah. Everybody shut up. When he just came back and started doing business, this is what Hotashi's doing right now. Ooh, pops that blood. It's going to keep him in the corner. Ooh, actually did not go for the high. Try to catch a Jan on layer 2, but he ends up stabbing him down anyway. Oh, to the fences with it. I love
Wow.
that
So
super.
much damage. There's
Brutal.
so much damage.
That was an absolute, what an answer after that first round perfect, man. He just said, what? Who do you think you're? Nah, mate, this ain't happening today.
He gave him the "Who do you think you are? I am." The way that he
Yeah.
swung for the fences. That is a Blood Rage exclusive overdrive, right? That's the one you were talking about earlier.
Precisely, yes. The Ken Griffey Jr. swing. I love that super.
Wow, man. What do you do if you're Jan at this point? I mean, you gave him everything in that game one, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Did
and
you
the kitchen
use
sink.
all your correct reads in the game one? Is that what happened? like, hopefully not.
Use the full bag of tricks in the outgoing? Yeah, nah. Ah, that looked
That's
tough.
what happens,
that
man. He needed to renew his subscription. That's the thing. To Hotashi. That's the problem right there.
That's true. Hit that sub button. This man Hotashi, though, he really shut me up. He was like, I don't like the way you're getting hype on commentary. It's going to be all Nagoriyuki at this point.
All right, this is only a best of 3, so this is it. Hotashi now, for all the marbles, can shut it down here right now.
Yes, indeed. I want to see what the quote's going to be this time. It's not the same, right? Oh, he did. All right. Well, he already lived through it once, fam. He found one timeline. It is a 2 out of 3 set, though. So don't get it twisted. If you're Jan in this situation, man, the first match was such a blur. I'm like having a hard time suggesting adjustments, to be honest. We'll see how this next game goes.
He guessed correctly in round 1, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then he guessed a multitude of times immediately afterwards.
That was a beautiful combo right there from Hotashi. Really optimal in that situation. Oh, blowing up the armor as well, being able to cancel.
Oh, he's
the
got a
Beyblade.
back throw. That could turn the tide here.
Oh, he even waited for
but
Hotashi
no.
to do backdash.
No.
That's so unfortunate. He
Oh,
waited for the
man.
backdash, but there was no punish.
So unfortunate, man.
Just
So
like that,
unfortunate.
Hotashi. Back on
Set
exhibition
point
point. Oh, and the charge
What?
does. Are we going to spend it? He does. Nice. No knockdown here. Instant block. That just keeps him closer. You don't want that. Ooh. Yeah, I caught the startup of that right there from Hotashi. Beat him to the punch on the slide head. Nice! Hammer
Oi.
falls. Dodged it. That's a lot of damage on that blood pop. Can't quite kill him off just yet. This is still doable for Hotashi. Gets to the other side. Actually,
Oh,
anti-airs
no.
the end of the Mega Fist. BRC caught him reaching.
Oh no.
Caught his hand
He's
in
a
the
hefty
biscuit
boy.
tin.
Oh, he built the super at the last second.
Oh my gosh.
I think
Is he
he's
dead?
dead. I think he is. Hotashi taking it for his team.
my
2
Wow.
to
That
0.
was clutch.
He built that meter with that last 5K and Tofugio. Whatever the last thing he did, that he just barely got the tension for that super. Incredible.
That was mad clutch, man. Shout out to Hotashi. after that first round perfect, he switched up everything and just turned it all around and got 4 straight rounds over H-Town, Jan in H-Town. Man, great performance from him on his own right, but man of the day was definitely Hotashi right now.
I was going to say that the way that, K7 Show-Off's team has been playing, all of their candidates could have well been the captain, but Hotashi immediately shut me up as well.
Right?
But look at this first round.
I will show you the caliber of a captain, fam.
Oh, what a round, though, from Jan to open up, man. That was just so solid. But he kind of woke Hotashi up with that one.
That was still one of the best Potemkin rounds of all time, though, yeah, for sure. That was super cool.
And the way that he did it, too, going through some of the best talents that you could ask for. You know, in the mirror match, he almost fell short. And then in Jan, that opening game, that opening gambit, where it could have been to his deficit, he literally gave him the full-on closure and saying, I am Iron Man. He went through the entire game.
Yeah, that last 5K right there before the Pugio forward built him. The one that got him the wall splat just worked out
just about
perfectly.
killed.
Yeah, stars aligned. Hotashi took it. Well done. Well done, my man.
Nicely done.
This
Captain,
is how it played out.
Not for no reason, man. Look at that. All players defeated, and Hokashi stands tall. The last warrior, the last samurai, so to speak, man, gets the W for his team. And yeah, great performance from all 10 players here today. It's been phenomenal all day long.
And we could have asked for a better ending.
That's exactly what I was going to get into. You know, this is the closest we've seen thus far in the entirety of both regions, both Europe as well as North America. I think this is some of the best Guilty Gear we've seen thus far for the Open Series tournaments. And what better way than to unlock it with the holiday season? Of course, the Holiday Brawl with FGC Arcade. It's been an absolute pleasure going through each and every one of these matches. I got to ask you guys, though, did you expect it to go down the way it did for North American Guilty Gear?
I didn't think it was going to be that close. I thought we were going to get some blowouts, you know, and I thought one team would steamroll with momentum and then we'd see like a 5-3 or, like a 5-2. But it could not have been closer, man. And I didn't expect that kind of a matchup, Nagoro Yuki versus Potemkin of all matchups. I thought like a Nago Leo, a Leo Mirror, something like that, more classic, but like Potemkin coming through, Jan and H-Town stepping up, the command grab master, of course, right? So yeah, once it was aligned, it wasn't a surprise that it was Jan and H-Town, but I just wouldn't have called that coming into this, if you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you on that for sure. And I think both of these captains are so good that it definitely was hard for me to see anything but like it coming down to the wire, just because I think even if one of these teams got steamrolled, K7 and Hotashi are both so good that they would have been able to bring it back to like a 1-game deficit as Hotashi did, right? So I mean, both of them were just fantastic. I mean, I really liked a lot of the matches that we saw today. I think all of Jan's matches were really entertaining, as they always are. Jan versus Razzo was super good. Jan versus Hotashi was super good. Jan versus Temple No was super good. Yeah, man. And Hotashi really coming through with the clutch dub, beating K7, right? Taking down one of the strongest players in the entire world for Guilty Gear Strive that really propelled his team to get the W. And I mean, I do want to highlight again, Jan getting that W over Razzo really was the thing that kept him in the game, right? He's been just such an X factor through and through, and he was very close. Bring Hotashi, really I thought was going to establish a huge mental advantage after that first round. But you can see Hotashi, you saw the accolades. This man is used to top 8. He's used to grand finals, and he showed the mental composure you need to succeed like that.
Oh, and yeah, especially in that very clutch moment towards the end, or near the end, right? Especially against Vagabond in that critical moment where he could have faltered just short, but the blood rage just keeping him alive.
Yeah, that is way more of a heartbreaker now, 100%.
I was going to say, you've got to know that Vagabond is kicking himself for missing that combo ender. That's exactly what I was going to talk about, because that literally costed the entire team the set now. Now that we're looking back in hindsight, in retrospect, that was the tournament won right there. It was over at that point. We didn't even need Jan and H-Town to step in. So, yeah, man. Got to get those combos tight, man. Got to get those enders tight.
Whose timeline were we actually considering when we said there's only one possible outcome? Was it for Vagabond or was it for Hotashi? Either way, the world may never know. As it stands right now, Team Hotashi is going to be walking away with $1,000 split amongst the team, as well as a brand new fight stick from Hori, the Hori Fighting Commander. As a matter of fact, those things are hefty because they need it for all the matches they're going to be playing going into 2022. And speaking of, with Hori, we have a bunch of new peripherals coming in for 2022. In fact, we do have that sneak peek exclusive here for FGC Arcade. Take a look. Hori, a leader in fighting game peripherals, is revealing their all-new Fighting Commander Octa for PlayStation 5 on this stream. This controller has a newly designed D-pad and a short-throw octagonal analog stick. The Octa comes with 4 preset profiles that you could save and customize using the Hori Device Manager app. We're excited to unveil the new Hori Fighting Stick Alpha for PlayStation 5, featuring an easy access design so you can replace and customize parts as you desire. The Hayabusa lever and matte Hayabusa buttons are designed for the quickest response times in the industry. Both the Hori Fighting Stick Alpha and the Fighting Commander Octa for PlayStation 5 will be available in spring 2022. Visit the Hori website at horiusa.com and follow Hori's Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for new info. And we've seen such a handful of players, a ton of talent coming in from all over EU and NA. Again, if you guys want to be a part of that action and potentially see yourself up in one of these holiday specials, check out compete.playstation.com. You know, PlayStation tournaments have been broadcasting over 93 tournaments this year, and this year alone in 5 languages, right? So if you guys are trying to find your ways to greatness and get a part of the fighting game community or whatever game that you might be competitive in, PlayStation is definitely the way to go. Again, it's compete.playstation.com. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure presenting you some of the best in the fighting game community here with FGC Arcade for the Holiday Brawl. We wish all of you and yours a very, very happy holidays. And I got to say from, on behalf of ourselves here, Ryan, Ridge, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you guys have a great vacation, have a happy holidays, and we hope to see you guys very, very soon. Keep on playing those fighting games, and we'll definitely see you in 2022.
That's got to be the quickest round of the tournament today. It was crazy. Just in seconds, 52 seconds.
Bullshit lazy, still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me, I don't need a new one other new. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the game. Do you know who you are when you speak your words? Don't sound like a lord. You're
勝負。
I know who I am. That moonlight lake told me this is who you are. My veins are so long, my nails are sharp on the knife. That is me. I wonder what that will do. That is bullshit. Blazing to my heart is blazing.